Good morning.
What's going on?
How you doing?
You made
Yeah,
it.
we made it again, man. Another notch on the belt.
I'm just doing some writing on Twitter. I'm just doing some writing on Twitter.
I'm just trying to get my threads to be a little bit longer.
I'm just, yeah, I'm just, my real life thread is really short, so I want to talk a lot about my thread online. I wonder if the length of writing is negatively related, or inversely
It's
related to the,
possible.
anyways.
Oh, dude, I'm so
Yeah.
glad I made that alt account.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
what a blessing that is.
Isn't it fun? The thing is, I don't know what an alt account is because my real account is my alt
hmm
account. So
When you
I have an alt
when
account.
when you start with an alt account,
No. When you start with an alt account, which one is
yeah.
real?
Oh man, dude, I don't know why I stopped exactly, but I stopped going through all the different communities and actually kind of digging in a little bit. What a blast. Dude, what a blast. That's fun. I'm meeting all sorts of different people again. There's this
I guess there's something freeing about people not knowing who you are.
oh yeah. Oh totally. Oh totally.
Interesting. Oh, did they talk? Oh, so hold on. When you enter the room, you modify their behavior if they know who you are.
Um I got too much like financial literacy stuff on my threads.
Mm. Well, I think
It's the whole well,
you don't need an alt account. You need a business account,
yeah. Well,
right? Like
this
not a
my
business
this
account, but you understand. Yeah.
yeah, serious account. So the account that I'm on now, my main account, kind of sort of is actually my formal account. My other
Hmm.
account, KC Imagination, which I'm pretty proud of that name. Uh, KC Imagination. That one, I'm using all the AI singing, degen, hardcore dive stuff. And with it's funny because when they look at my thread and they see a bunch of AI generation stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah, we can talk to this guy, no problem." But when it's all like, Community Reinvestment Act and your debt ratios and your FICO scores and interest, nope, shut down. I've actually had people tell me, "I ain't listening to a goddamn thing you say because you work for a bank."
That's how I've always felt.
That
I don't know.
like yeah, I laugh.
You
I
know.
laugh
Yeah.
because it's understandable.
Hey, I'm a recruiter. Who the fuck wants to talk to me? That's the whole reason I'm doing this. Nobody wants to talk to me usually. So I have to trick them with entertainment and fake complexity. Do you think the world is too complex? Haven't rediscovered Jesus yet? Maybe you're too young to reunite with your parents' religion. But it's in your genetics, and so you can't go far. But you'll probably realize it when you're, I don't know, 33, 40. So in the meantime, let's entertain your notions of how the world actually is.
I, I
Welcome to the syndicate.
well, welcome to the Syndicate, where we blend fantasy and reality. Dr. Carey.
What's going
Yeah, yeah.
on?
What's up? What's good, kid? How you doing?
Um, I'm lunacy is like going crazy and I want my money off of Voyager. And I know everybody else does too. And I know everyone's sick of talking about it, but I guess I get more and
Motherfucker,
more
I
upset
want
about
my
it.
goddamn cash.
Give me my money. Um, so it's
Why don't we do that? We
okay.
need to do that rap video. You know how, all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Steve better give him my money, all right?
Did you guys probably, I'm not even going to talk to you guys about stuff unless you want me to say it, but can I
Yeah,
say
what it
it?
does, yeah.
You can, dude, you honestly, whenever you come here, no matter what the discussion is, feel free to end it and move it into a
Yeah.
different direction because 9 times out of 10, I don't want to talk what we're talking about anyways in here. Does that make sense? I'm gonna
My
clip that for people.
ADHD demands that we move the conversation along.
Not even that. usually the conversation is kind of shit. Does
Yeah,
that make
there's
sense? But
that
I'm just
too.
like, there's new people and you want to, you
Yeah,
entertain,
yep.
right? Look, Zeus looks down on people who welcome people into their home, right? Strangers and
Hmm.
wanderers. You're supposed to take care of those people.
Oh.
Yeah, Zeus says so. But go on, Dr. Karen.
No, I just so I don't know if you know Nick. Oh my gosh, I got all these. I'm so popular now. I'm like in like all these
Dude,
group chats and all
you
these
did
like.
the lunacy fucking space. You're branded now.
And I ended it. I'm so
You're
mad
branded
because
now. You understand?
did I
You
tell
are
you?
branded. You are socially
Um,
branding yourself.
it's fine. I know. Bloom is like, you gotta say, you could get a DGen account. I'm like, oh my god, okay, Dad. He's right, probably, but whatever. When the money comes in, whatever. All right, let's see. So Voyager only messed up on Bitcoin. Why are they like? Do you know it's only Bitcoin that was affected on
Okay.
the
Okay.
app?
So here's the thing. Yes, there's Polkadot and 100 other digital assets that are on the app too, right? That are not technically wrapped in the debt that was lent out to 3AC. But they are so fucking insolvent that they can't even afford to give up the assets that were not impacted.
Yeah, I get that. I just what so I was talking to my mom about this. My mom's in her 70s, and I'm like, "Mom, this is America. This can't be right." And she's like, "I don't think so either." So I'm gonna Karen my ass all the way to Congress about this shit. I don't give
Oh,
a fuck.
wonderful.
Oh, I'm swearing a lot. But
Add to
anyway.
the no, not the swearing. Fuck that. The bringing more. Look here.
Oh,
Okay, this is a debate I got into the other day. People were saying, "Well, we need to form this class action. We got to bring some legal heat to the situation." And I'm like, "You are fucking yourself. The more legal, the more legal heat that's brought onto the situation,
Yeah, you think you have legal heat? You have like a legal match in the face of a forest fire.
yeah.
What the fuck is your match gonna do?
And even if you get
I
together
don't
with a
know.
million other matches and start your own
Like,
fire, you're just going to distract the
right.
firefighters from putting out the flames.
Do you think
Yeah.
that?
It's
Well, it's
Because I
also
don't
like,
trust that anyone's really looking out for any of us.
no, and
So, I mean,
that's the thing. You don't have okay, here's the pain point, right? This is what nobody wants to talk about. You don't have any fucking rights. You don't
right.
have a right or an ability or a path or a legal representation to do shit. And that's the truth that people don't want to that's nobody wants to hear that.
Sorry.
and if you do find representation, it'll look like Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Because somebody
I'm
will be
like
like, oh
coughing.
shit, there's a bunch of people who are willing to pay my rent and my office rent for the next 3 years. Oh, this is great.
Totally.
You know what though? So I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Like, nobody's better than anyone else.
It's
Like,
not about
blah
nobody's
blah
better than
blah.
anyone else.
The only thing is that Massachusetts. I'm trying to figure out if we have some kind of fund for people who get scammed at all. Like, say it was Bank of America, say it was something
Okay.
like that.
What is that called? I want to look it up. That's interesting.
I don't know. I'm going to ask them. So
Oh,
this is what I'm in conversations about. Like, is there some kind of like emergency fund, especially with COVID, right? Where there's people who got scammed or thought
No.
that there was that,
Only if
no.
you're
I'm gonna look
only
though.
if you were
I'm still gonna ask.
okay, good. Do
it's
ask. Let
good
me
that
know
you're
if let
asking.
me yeah.
It's good that we're having this
Well,
conversation because we might come to something that we didn't think of before, right? So it's good that you're asking.
and I believe that the only way you'd have coverage is if you were trading under an LLC and you had the proper insurances, then maybe.
Yeah, all I know is now that we have so much female representation in Massachusetts, like Mara Healy, she's like, I don't know. She won a lawsuit against the feds for student loans in Massachusetts. I know people aren't happy about that, but that was pretty good. So I'm just seeing if potentially, I'm just trying to, without making a big stir about this, I just want to see if there's any funds for people who, I'm going to check with my state first. Like state by state, I feel like is the only way to do it. Texas and New Jersey were the only ones really present at these things with Strato, whatever. I haven't really been paying attention until Luna C went up. I was like not paying attention as much as I should have. And then my daughter's dance is like over $3,000 this year, so I was like, okay, I gotta pay attention.
There are no public recovery systems for lost investments.
Really?
Correct.
I'm writing that down. Okay. Public recovery system. So I'm one of those people who doesn't take no for an answer.
Dude, I'm telling you what I believe, and if you find
Yeah,
something
no, I hear
counter,
you.
know that I would love to hear it.
Yeah. It'll probably be like, I'm not allowed to tell anybody, right? That happened before to me. Like it was about a parking situation.
Well,
I couldn't tell.
I think the biggest thing here is that solutions, look, medicine, a lot of our medicine comes from wartime, right? It would only make sense that any solutions moving forward come from the time. I mean, I started becoming a financial advisor in the 2008 crash, right? That's why I got in it. I got in it because I saw people losing their shirts and I wanted to help them get out, right? Before it was too late. Because they were thinking they were going to retire in 5 years. And 2008 crash added 15 years to 20 years to that plan. Does that make sense? And they thought they were about to
Yeah,
ride off into the
it
sunset.
does.
Yeah.
I
So it
mean,
was
it's
like,
sad, but
but
it's
again,
happening.
I left the industry when I realized what it was really all about. Casey's still in it. God love you.
I know. I feel like we're all in it in some ways, even if we're not in it. Like we need, if
It all
Subject
we
to
have
it.
affects
kids,
us.
we need to know what's going on. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you better open your eyes because you're subject to it, whether you want to be involved or not.
Like, what about Steve selling 30 million shares
You
in like,
mean at the height of the market?
no. I guess it wasn't at the height.
Well,
Well, pretty
I mean,
close.
how else is he going to raise a legal fund?
But the thing is that, yeah, well, the thing is, it's interesting though that like, okay, so he sold $30 million in like April or May. So that was crazy. That it just nobody noticed then though that 30, like, you know how people
Oh
watch
no,
the,
people noticed.
oh,
It
they
was
did.
noted. Oh
Okay.
yeah, no, it was noticed. It was like,
God, maybe
but
I just wasn't listening.
well, here's the weird thing. There was nothing illegal about him selling his shares. The timing
No, and I get
of
that too. I get
the
get that too for sure.
and the timing of him selling his shares was pretty in line with the market. Like the market peaked and then it was coming down, and he sold his shares. Like, that kind of makes sense. I don't think there's anything hokey on that aspect of it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that was
do.
my
I do have it deeply ingrained into my mind. Him sitting in the hero space,
yes, in June.
and dude,
That's
that
so
thing,
hard
that
to swallow right now, guys.
holy
That was so
shit!
wrong.
I have
Which Steve are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Ehrlich.
Ehrlich,
Hi, Emmy.
Voyager. What's up, Emmy?
Hi, hi.
Hi, DeFi, Mellaby,
Yes,
Mel,
everyone.
Cutie. Hi,
Melly
everybody.
B, I hope it wasn't something I said to make you leave co-host.
So yeah, no. Steve Ehrlich sitting in that heroes group, listening to his most fervent supporters pour their guts out to him, and
like crying with them.
encouraging them to buy more, encouraging them to get their friends and families. When at that point, we now know he knew that they were fucked.
Did he know by that point? He knew,
Yeah, oh
but
yeah,
when
oh
was
yeah,
that? Was that mid-June or beginning of June?
dude. He that was after, dude. He knew that they were
That's
super
so gross.
duper duper fucked.
That's so
And
Forbes,
gross.
Crypt.
super gross. Sorry, Emmy.
So
What?
gross.
Sorry, Em. I didn't mean to talk over you. What'd you say? Emmy.
I just wanted to say to everyone who has worked hard, whether check to checkers or billionaires who sacrifice their time away from their personal lives and their families to keep society functional in America and around the world, to you all in this party a very happy Labor's Day from DeFi, guys.
Happy
Aw,
Labor's Day to
same to
you
you.
too, DeFi. Well said, sir.
Thank you, guys. Everybody here works very hard. So, good job.
Yeah, and I'm
Well,
sick
I
of
mean,
it.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know what the working hard part. I think people come here to avoid work. What do you guys think?
I
I
don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to make money
Oh
doing
yeah.
something I like more
Well,
than, I mean, I think I
that
can
would
make more of an
be
impact this way,
that
to
would
be
be the
honest.
secret, right? To
Yeah.
convert the thing you're doing that you already enjoy doing. Like if you've been on here as long as I have, then you know that you kind of enjoy doing this,
Yeah,
right?
for
And
sure.
I would argue the people in this room do it better than most. And we can just look at the hosting numbers and the stats to tell us that, right? But how do you take it to the next step, right? Where you're actually, I mean, me as a recruiter, like it's easy for me to tell you what the value proposition is for me. Be like, hey, you're a recruiter. What do you need to do? Find people. What do you find people on Twitter Spaces? How do you figure out who's the best? I don't know. Have them argue with each other and see who is left standing. Okay, great. Break. All right, open up the Twitter space for a couple of hours every day, or 12 hours, depending on how good the conversation is. And, eventually after 0 to 18 months, right, you'll end up bubble sorting the people that you believe have the right knowledge, skills, and attitude, which is the thread of the day. Hey, guys, the thread of the day.
I'm
Sorry.
very interested in what you put forth, Michael, because first of all, why do I come here this morning? It's for motivation because I know I have some work to do today, and I know that when I talk to the people on this space, I get a bit of motivation, a bit of validation, not in an emotional sense, but in a I don't know, epistemological sense. I don't know, but
Which is
um,
important. Yeah, you want to know if you can build axioms on top of axioms, right? Who doesn't want to do that?
the work that I have to do is building a lesson plan for the coming week.
My
Oh, that's easy.
favorite.
And
Yay!
the issue with this lesson plan is there's a heavy emphasis on knowledge and skills. The knowledge and skills in their perfect application are for test
Okay,
taking.
1 sec. Emmy, I'd like to introduce you to my wife. She's been a teacher for 20 years for math and physics and science and right.
Yes.
So Emmy just became a teacher and Beth stopped.
Wow, congratulations.
Right? And
Yeah,
Thank
nice.
you. Thank
so
you.
It's so rewarding.
he's
Congratulations.
basically Michelle Pfeiffer in
Congratulations.
Criminal Minds
That
right
is
now.
my favorite. Working with the hard kids is
Dangerous Minds.
Oh, sorry. Criminal Minds is a show.
that's amazing.
As I walk through the
Criminal
valley of
minds.
the shadow
Yeah,
of
I'm
death.
just like in Criminal Minds. Hopefully not.
Creating little murderers.
Yeah.
No,
So
my
continue. Yeah. You could talk to the brains of the operation.
my specialty in university was troubled youth because I wanted to originally take my work to working on a reserve. That's the most rewarding working with like hard quote unquote hard kids because like they're the ones that need the most love, and when you show them just an ounce of respect, the transformation that you see in those kids, oh, I'm getting emotional, excuse me, it's there aren't words to describe watching a kid transform with just a little bit, like just a touch of love, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So I am so excited for you. It's so rewarding. I am so excited for you.
No,
Mm-hmm.
and I really appreciate that. And also, Dr. Kashian, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, very good.
The problem for me, if the problem was the kids, that would be one thing. And what you've said has been validated for me over and over. If you ask them, "Hey, how are you?" and you listen to the answer, you ask them, "Hey, what do you want to do? What are your big dreams? Dream big." And you ask them, they all have stuff. The challenge is the adults, and the institutions that they represent, and the North Stars of these institutions. And I go back to the skills and knowledge that I'm being encouraged to offer, which is strategies for test taking. Now, I recognize that this is something I need to do because this is the theater of war that we are operating in. But my hope is to be able to offer. I feel like you probably have a thought, so you wanna.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that most students aren't taught how to take a test. That's not something that they are given the skills in. So I actually run my students through, this is how you take a multiple choice test. And then I give them 3 questions. I give them, and I set a timer and I say, when you look at a multiple choice test, you should be gauging your time for 1 to 2 minutes. And I set a timer for 6 minutes. And I let them run through the 3 multiple choice questions. Then we stop and we talk about how to take a multiple choice test. Then the next step is, the next day, I actually give them a multiple choice quiz. And then we take it up together and we talk about all the things they should be looking for. Then I give them each of them a highlighter and we highlight, because a lot of them don't know the words that they're supposed to be looking for. The next step we take them through is like a worded problem. And I ask them to take their highlighters out and we highlight the important words and we go through it. So, that's the really important thing, is actually giving them the skills, because test taking is its own separate skill that's not a learned skill. You know what I mean?
And I do. And what we have is a mandated framework for multiple choice, for example, called process of elimination. And I've boiled it down to what I refer to as BPACA: bracket, prediction, annotation, claims, answer, which is what I've been told to do. And I think, yeah, it could be an effective strategy for test taking, but what's missing is the attitude, because no one's explained, as far as I know, the reason why they should get good test scores, other than they should get good test scores so they can get to and through college. This is the refrain: to and through college. And my feeling is there has to be more than that.
I like to reframe it by calling my tests celebrations. And so the kids know that at the end of the unit, we're going to celebrate together. And you're going to say, Tanyak, this is all the exciting stuff I learned this year and this unit, and now we're going to celebrate it together. So it's all about changing the fear and the attitude about the actual thing. It's not that you're just getting a score. I'm not scoring you. We're celebrating all the things that we're learning together. And this is how much you actually got by the end of the unit. Then we go back over and we say, well, where are the gaps that you didn't get it? Because the most important thing is our learning, because we need to make the foundation to get to the next thing. So we don't frame it that the test is the thing that we're going for. It's just another tool. And that's why in my classroom, I have a range of ways that I assess my kids. So yeah, I teach and show me in their art.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. A little, Allie. No, I said I don't know if it's me, but you're cutting out. And then I was going to say that I wish I had you as a teacher, but anyway, I'm going to shut up.
You were cutting out for me as well.
Sorry, we live in a weird Wi-Fi area where, like, anytime the red light camera goes off, our internet blinks. It's stupid. We live at a weird intersection. Anyways, yeah, people speed. So, but that's the thing, right? It's a wider array, of ways to assess them so that they can show me their knowledge. Because I tell the kids at the beginning of the semester, I'm not a human that's good at test taking. Every course I took in university was a lab course, because even though I know the knowledge, I knew I was going to flunk the test. So I had to do the lab portion to get me to pass any course. It's just how my brain works. But I also take them through how to deal with stress. So I actually take them through a day of meditation. And I take them through actually timing themselves at home with their homework. So I tell them, when you sit down to your homework, don't look at your notes. Put yourself in a test situation, because you have to get used to that anxiety. Anxiety is not bad. We just have to learn how to manage it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of skills. I feel like I don't teach math and science. I teach them how to be people. And the other stuff is just accoutrement.
Yeah, and that's really like, it sounds wonderful. I think the challenge for me is that, I'm a seventh grade ELA special education teacher, so I don't really have access to my students as much as I wish I did. And I also am collaborating with their real teachers
Nice.
who don't have that same attitude. So I do it through something called integrated co-teaching, where I basically have to surreptitiously offer additional support to my students who are entitled to additional services. And then I pull out students halfway through class with their real teacher and try to do what you're talking about, is focus on the life. For me, there has to be a motivation to take the tests, and these are also students that are told over and over again every day to be silent with their eyes forward or on the speaker at all times, standing up straight, shirt tucked in, and meanwhile they have these beautiful personalities bleeding through, and I'm watching them being stomped on all day. And then they get in at 7:40, they leave at 4, and they have 2 hours of homework, and that's it. So I feel that I'm trying to frame my own personal success metrics with the success metrics that are required by the state, and it's a tough dance, because I'm finding that these very strategies that they're supposed to be learning about, they don't have a real infrastructure for it. So I need to back up and say, well, let's really talk about this. Let's have a conversation about these strategies and really lock them down. And then meanwhile, they're quote falling behind because the teacher is just full steam ahead. But we don't have the data because it's not being collected about the actual application of the students who are progressing quote normally, and it's a tough one for me. So I have to look at this lesson plan, because right now I have the unit that's published on our intraweb, and then what they call the TMK, which is the general education teacher's markup of the lesson plan, and trying to balance that and all these different things. But I wouldn't be even talking about this if I didn't find it incredibly rewarding, because I see how gifted these kids are. The more I do this, the more I find that the line between quote special ed and quote gifted and talented, how blurry that line is.
Yeah, Zach, what do you have to say to that? I have a couple
Way to
things.
go, Zach. Happy Labor's Day, Zach. We love you.
Yeah, wish I had a day off. I have to leave to go out in about 45 minutes, but I thought I'd hop in.
You look beautiful, Zach. No, pause. You look beautiful. Your profile picture looks beautiful, sir.
Thanks. I have an interesting hypothesis, and I don't think it connects too much to what Emmy is working with, because I think the individuals that Emmy works with are require a different type of teaching, um, because I think that the goal of the education system right now, when you say like, oh, they have these creative personalities, but they're told to sit down and tuck their shirt in and look forward, I think like we have to remember is that the goal of the education system is to create functioning employees for the future, not to make entrepreneurs, artists, and all the other creatives and wonderful things. You know, it's made to, it's the bell curve, right? It has to push for that middle of the bell curve, not the standard deviations on either end. It has to push curriculum for the 98% of people that will become just functional employees for other people's ventures down the road. And
Or
so
laborers.
I think that's the hardest part. What we had one teacher who ran after school programs, different types of after school programs every single day. So like on Monday it was like an entrepreneurship after school program. On Tuesday it was like arts and creativity. And so like you can do different things, Emmy, but I think that it has to be off time, because and that's the hardest part, I think, is that the biggest commitment you can make is with your time outside of the classroom. But that's
Yeah,
just
it's
my
the only problem is we don't.
Sorry. One
The
thing
only
to
problem
remember,
is we don't have time. We've
yeah,
got meetings before school and after school. Um, the kids don't have time for. There's no after school program that I know of just yet.
Yeah, but you could build it, couldn't you? Like, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, I think they would, but the question is like, when do I like live my own life? But
you're
maybe
a
this is
teacher.
my
You
life.
don't. I'm just kidding. Emmy, I wanted to say, is this your first year teaching?
This is my first month of teaching ever.
Okay, so
You
one
don't
thing
know
that
my first
someone told
year.
me,
What
what
do you
one
like?
thing, what one
What?
one thing that someone told me in my first year of teaching, which was so valuable, was like, you don't have to do everything your first year. So really take on it. There's going to be so many horrible systems and things in place that you're going to be baffled by and wondering and curious about. And I kind of encourage you to like take some time and just get, I know you want to give everything to them your first year, but it's like, and you do want to give everything to your kids, but I kind of, you're going to be kind of hanging your hat on so many issues that maybe like take some time to figure out the issue that you really want to start an after school program on, or that you're really passionate about before like it's the test taking. Like maybe find like the thing you're most passionate about. But you don't have to do everything in your first year. Means you don't have to be like Dangerous Minds and Michelle Pfeiffer, who probably left after 2 years, right? You know what I mean?
It's yep, and I know exactly what it is. It's performing arts. Um, these kids are dancers and actors and singers and all these different things, and they have no outlet. And this is what they do in class that gets them in trouble. Is they're expressing, they're acting, they're being comedians, they're being dramatists, and that would be my goal if I was going to start an after school program. Is very much probably improv, but very loose improv, where the kids are encouraged to break out in song, break out in a monologue or an
All of the bad
oration.
kids in our school ended up playing steel drums because we were all like Caribbean. Right?
Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
interesting, Emmy, if you tied improv into real life situations? Like, hey, the improv here is going to be you have to do your taxes, but then you could actually teach. But think about it, you could actually
I love
teach
that. I love
taxes. You could use improv as a teaching tool for real life skills later on. You
So
could.
this is interesting. So there was a unit on guided discourse, and I was in the class with three kids. One of them is Jonah. And because I asked, and none of the teachers know this, I found out that he wants to be a D1 point guard. And instead of just being like, Jonah, this isn't gonna this is gonna work in a your behavior, et cetera, I said, let's set the stage here. I'm the head coach of a basketball team, and I just started the scene. I was like, okay, guys, like in the locker room, I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I gotta cut Jonah. He's fouling too much, and I'm seeing fouls creep up in the rest of the team. And I know you guys are really close. He's an excellent player, but it's just not working. I'm getting too much pressure. Um, too much media attention. And unfortunately, he's got to go. And I know you guys are going to have strong feelings about this, so I encourage you to come to my office hours. And then we sat down and we role played it, including Jonah and Chris and Omari. And they explained to me using the guided discourse that was just intuitively, the guided discourse that was on the sheet, where they explained to me that fouling isn't just foul is bad. Jonah fouls strategically. And they were like, and also we're winning. You know, they were yes ending me like crazy. They didn't have to be told to do that. And I was like, you're right. Of course, all of this is in context with the fact that we are winning games, like blah blah blah. And eventually, like, they convinced me using the strategies of guided discourse that were in the unit. So like I found that to be incredibly not just like successful, but just fun. And like I could see the lights go on where they're like, you know, all this language they're told about guided discourse, it's it's in them, you know. It's that by association that Mike's talked about before, where
Well,
we Mhm.
I've had a friend who teaches special ed in Long Island, and he's called me once or twice and been like, "Hey, I need you to talk to these students. They both want to join the army, so they're saying they don't need math. So what's the point? They're just going to pass." And so
Yep.
like I just called them up. I was like on the phone with him, and he had the two kids in the room. I was like, "So you guys want to join the army, huh?" I was like, "What do you guys want to do?" And they said some jobs, and he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Okay." So if you wanted to be a sniper, do you know how much math is involved in understanding how to dope a scope? And they're like, "What's doping a scope?" I was like, "Understanding the wind direction and this in understanding the speed and understanding the distance that you're shooting, and then calculating how far away you are from a target based on the average window width, and then extrapolating that average window width by the number of scope intervals that you see." To find out how far away you are, and then calculate now how far your bullet's going to drop. And they went, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, "It's basic math, guys." I was like, and all of a sudden they were just like thrown so far into math, and they were
Hmm.
just like doing well. But I don't think we do a very good job as a society is giving kids the opportunity to talk to real life individuals that are doing things they want to, and saying, how do you use these things we're learning in school? Because like I know a lot of people that are like, I didn't use anything from high school math. Well, you do, you just don't know it, right?
Hmm.
When you go and try to cut your kid off from going into the street and they're making a beeline, right? You need to figure out, your brain automatically thinks about what's the hypotenuse that I need to intercept them, right? Like it
Right.
does these things because you've learned it. So,
And I think, um, you know, that by association, it feels like, and I say this in a positive way, a shortcut to engagement, because they're thinking through it. They have that sort of VR simulation to apply the math to, and it bridges that gap. I imagine, just like I saw it do with the basketball conversation. Um, so I think like I have to, you know, the question is like some of these kids, they're not sure exactly, you know, these are 11, 12-year olds. They're not quite sure yet, or maybe they just haven't dared to articulate it yet, what they really, really, really want to do. Um, and so that's part of it. Like for Jonah, I got his favorite player is Steph Curry. Um, so I got him, you know, the biography, and I'm telling him like you got to pick, like you're 11, 12 years old, you got to read this and you got to pick your top 10 schools. And you got to that keep your eye on the prize. Like everything, you know, you're doing here is setting the stage for that, because like I know you get really frustrated with the school, but they have something that you need, which is a basketball team. That's your stage, you know. And the teachers are going to use that against him, you know. It's like, well, you're not trying out for the team, well, you're not playing this game, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm trying to like, that's another sort of by association to think about what they call classroom management. You know, I'm telling them you got to find a reason for yourself to to play the game. And I think for Jonah, that's the one. And just sort of going, really asking what these kids want to do. I talked to another kid who already, this is an 11-year-old, and he's talking about, I want to start a gaming company that leverages, he didn't say leverage, but he's talking about freemium. Fortnite, like, they're not just playing Fortnite, they are thinking about Fortnite as a business model. This kid Jarrell, and I just said, well, you're going to do quite well in the forthcoming or alleged or whatever metaverse. I'm going to probably tomorrow bring him my copy of Matthew Ball's metaverse book. A lot of it was like over my head, but he might have a better innate understanding of it than I do. And like,
what book is that?
The Metaverse by Matt Ball.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's been sort of touted as like the metaverse book, the authoritative text on the metaverse. I have read about half of it, and it's excellent. It's amazing. It's like, what do they want to do, and how does the lessons, how are they essential to success? Like that's like a really good thing for me to like focus on. And like the interesting thing is I'm teaching the Pearl. The Pearl, while it's sort of being used as a framework to teach test taking strategies, there's so much there about history and economics, and spirituality, and. So the question is like, is there room for that stuff? Like, is it necessary, or is it better to just focus on the test taking strategies?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily know the answer to that, because when I read the Pearl, my mind is reeling. I had one conversation where I was like, what do you think of pearls? And he's like, I like diamonds. And I was like, well, where do you think diamonds come from? And this might have been too much, but I did show him the Kanye West video for Diamonds from Sierra Leone. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I haven't watched this in a while. But the message is clear, or it's abstract, but it's powerful. And all this stuff is in the curriculum technically, but there's no encouragement on the administrative side to actually follow through with the critical thinking that the book offers. But anyway,
I'm sorry. No, but you are identifying so many problems, and that was that whole thing. Like, it depends, like how long you want to stay in this. I just trust somebody who taught in an urban school and had to deal with all the bureaucracy forever, and still have to do that. Like, you want to figure out what you're gonna, what is it? Hang your cross on? What's the term?
Bear which your cross you're going to die
which
on?
Which cross you're going to bear? Thank you. Something with the cross. But really, like, there's so many different things. First of all, I love partnering with history teachers as an ELA teacher. That's so much better for context, and you really get, then they get it double time, same story. But so your first year, honestly, I would focus on what's gonna get the most out of them. Have you gone on Teachers Pay Teachers a lot? Some people hate it, but I think they have, like, some of their lesson plans are so good, and they're aligned to Common Core or frameworks, whatever you guys use there. And I love it.
I've tried to poach product managers from there before, but other than that.
I would buy a couple lessons to get yourself started and look at like what those teachers do, because they have like full lessons scoped out. And then you add, this is a whole thing that we're talking about educators. They spend so much time lesson planning that they don't have time to focus on intellectual preparation for lessons and really helping understand your kids and how they're going to learn. So sometimes it's better to purchase curriculum, look at it, and then really take in, like, even like the jokes you want to say, or like the humor you want to use with them. And like, their individuality. If you really focus on that intellectual preparation over the lesson plan itself, you might get more out of the students.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. I'll probably like figure out exactly what's being asked of me for this coming week, and then maybe take a look at that, see where the bridge is. So I gotta get to work, but bilingual.
Yes, that's me. Thank you. Good morning. I'm a fan of improv, and I'm wondering before you go, because I know it's Monday. I'm not sure if it's a holiday today. What do you think about a cryptocurrency class, Web3 curriculum?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'm sorry. We have that,
I I don't
And
have enough
at
knowledge
what
about the
age?
space.
You know,
Um,
what age do you think kids are ready to learn cryptocurrency, blockchain type stuff?
I'd
I'm
leave
not.
that up to someone who knows more about it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're teaching. So there's like, I think it's called Web3.io, and they teach different things in coding. And I think my daughter started learning coding. Like, when did you start learning coding, Fallon? Second grade. But crypto is a little bit different, I think. I don't know what age is appropriate. I think they should know about all currencies. I'd say high school. I'd say ninth grade, 13, 14, 15. Not to start trading it, but to know what it is. Same like with financial literacy, it should be put in there. There's a guy you
Okay.
can follow, K-12 Crypto. He's doing some work in the New York schools right now.
Do you guys think taxes will ever be prioritized in the education system?
Yes.
Um,
Gamified.
Gamified?
Can you be?
TurboTax already does gamification because they have that little green bar and these little animations and stuff. I think we're gonna have some tax assistants, some accountant replicas that are gonna come with me to do your taxes.
Yeah,
I think
because
so.
well, I studied business in my undergrad. I know there is a tax class. Um, however, it's not really like pushed in the
Where did you go to school?
I went to Cal Poly,
Which is that here in Berkeley? Is that in Santa Clara? Where's Cal Poly?
San
Is
Luis
that
Obispo.
Well, I look forward to continuing the conversation. I do got to run, but thank you, So Yuana, Dr. Kerr,
Yeah.
Sandra, for hosting this space,
Yeah, feel
and
free to reach out.
thank you so much.
Here.
I definitely will.
Bye.
And everybody have a good Labor Day. Bye bye.
You do. Unicorn, bilingual unicorn. Were you asking about taxes in school? Teaching taxes?
Yeah, I was a business student undergrad. I was thinking about going into computer science, more on the
Oh, this thing.
electrical engineering side of things. And I remember taking a finance class. I did learn this about some taxes there. Somebody else said that there's a tax class in the in accounting in the accounting department of business. And I didn't do my taxes until I got a job. And my W2, I had a W2 form at that time. I've worked as an independent contractor, and I had a W9. And even now paying taxes is important. I think very important, a part of society.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I know that when we have students sign up as interns, they get some of them don't even get paid, but the ones that do, they do have conversations about taxes with them, but I don't believe it's structured. But I can ask. I do think that there's so like Emmy was saying, there's so many things to get in the school day, that like taxes isn't always at the
Yeah,
forefront.
like what's
But
a
I do
W
think it's
two form?
important.
What's the origin of a W-2 form? Why is it called a W-2?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
W-9. Why is that a thing? And then there's like 1099. Like there's other tax things, and now getting into crypto, people are investing their money,
Que sí.
and if
Que
somebody
sí.
if somebody makes money with cryptocurrency, they're the IRS wants to know if you made any money with cryptocurrency. Also, like tips. I've heard that you have to account for your tips. Have you heard of that before?
yes.
Like if you're a server or a waitress and you get tips,
Yeah, you're supposed to.
somebody
And
said
now
like,
Venmo
yeah,
made it worse for them, for like my hairdresser and stuff, because people put like haircut on their Venmos. So yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it, so the issue is you got to teach the educators too that are teaching it. And I think one thing we've noticed with financial literacy is that 80% of teachers in the US are female, or that's how it was in Massachusetts anyway. And I believe it's about 75% nationwide, and women tend to be less financially savvy and have less financial awareness. I'm not saying they can't learn it. I'm saying throughout history, society has made it not as much of a priority, and now a lot of us are struggling, right? So you have teachers teaching high school that aren't even in control of their own finances or taxes, right? And so it's just a ripple effect. Like the kid that they're not. When I was a teacher, I focused on stuff that was interesting to me and the students. I'm like, we got to prepare them for the outside world. But I was a teacher living in my hometown, and I didn't have as many expenses as I do now. So I wasn't so worried about financial literacy and that kind of thing. So I think, yeah, there's a place for all these concepts. I think we should write all of them down too. I'm putting them in my phone right now, like, life skills that should be taught.
mhm.
But, um, but
I mean,
yeah,
just
we got to
because
get
with
over the other things.
with the student loan debt and the economy in a recession, and the misallocation of
What are you
funds, especially globally with
what are you
cryptocurrency.
talking about?
I'm just saying, I think it's important for students in college to know about taxes. Like, I mean, even if at a city level, at a state level, at a federal level, taxes are a part of every transaction. I mean, that's just my
Yeah,
solution,
I mean, there is
to
a portion in history, like in in history class, they do teach some like principles of economics and financial literacy and taxes. But I don't remember it from high school, and I definitely didn't teach it. So, yeah, I agree. And I can look in the FDIC. They have a lot of cool resources that we just don't know about that might say this is the origin of a W-2. So I can take a look and see if it exists for sure, but I have never
yeah,
seen it.
I mean, something that's due every year, and something that is for employment, and federal taxes, state taxes. I mean, it just makes sense to me.
You mean what the billionaires don't pay?
Yeah, and why don't billionaires pay taxes?
I think some of
I'm
them
not a billionaire.
do. I think some other companies don't.
Right.
Like, I know a lot of people get on, that guy that runs the battery company. He like he does pay a lot of stuff. He pays a lot of taxes, but his company might not. And the other guy that has like trains and or cars, vans and planes and stuff, like that one, I think he may pay less taxes though. His company is bigger and pays way less taxes too.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, it's like taxes are important. I mean, especially if you want to have a framed society that is accountable for its economic infrastructure, taxes are essential. Uh,
Well, keep in
yeah.
mind that
I
though, there's no large organization in the United States that doesn't have some sort of headquarters in Dublin. And why might they have a headquarters in Dublin? You know,
Right.
You're far, Mike. What'd you say? Something about double?
we talk about like learning about taxes and stuff like that. But if you look, when you look at the largest accounting firms, what do? It's tax advisory. And what did they tell them to do? They tell big companies to be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Dublin?" And they're like, "Why the hell would we need to know about Dublin?" And you learn about Dublin because that's where you can siphon all of your revenues before taxes, right? So this is done at the highest levels, right? I think,
Oh yeah.
Would
I
you guys recommend 16-year-old kids get jobs?
I got a
Yes,
job at
Uh,
eleven.
as long as they aren't taxed on their first $15,000. Yes, they're children.
Good caveat.
Well, right. Well, isn't if they are a dependent on their parents' taxes that they don't have to do taxes or something like that?
No, they have to do taxes. They have to report their income, but they shouldn't. There should be a tax lien. There should be there is
As a minor or something,
as
is
a
there?
minor. Yes, absolutely. They shouldn't be taxed on a certain amount. They're children.
yeah, and they're only allowed to work a certain number of taxable hours anyway. So they're pretty much told up front how much will be taken out. The 1099s, I know that we gave high school students when they were 18, graduating high school, those were a little bit more difficult for sure. They had a big wake up call when they got 1099s the next year. Um, so that was difficult if they're over 18, but under 18, it's not terrible. But yes, they still have to file taxes for sure.
What they can do
Yeah.
when they're young, then they're not scared of it when they're older. You know what I mean? So if you're like me when I was 12 and doing that, the paperwork, right? By the time you're an adult, you're like, I fucking got this.
Yeah. It's just another day for
It's
you.
just another thing that you've learned. And that's the thing. The more often you attempt something that you're scared of, the less anxiety you'll have over it. So
The Zach technique of looking
that's
at the
why I
shower.
try to, exactly, I try to give as much anxiety to my students ahead of time before the test or any real thing, because you got to be able to face that shit.
I like it.
Yeah.
Once again, I wish I had Allie as a teacher growing up. We would have all been had better lives because of it.
If you want police in your neighborhood, if you want good streets, you want good roads, you want good city workers with nice trucks, you want running water, then you have to pay.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then taxes
I
are
didn't.
important.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's a big thing too. Police officers, are being paid by tax dollars. People don't really respect that or acknowledge that, and it's very important in society.
I am also paid by tax dollars. Thank you.
No one gets a free ride here. No
does
one
that mean that you have to obey me?
anything in the United States. Correct.
Wait, Mel B, do you have somebody with you?
In the United States of
Oh,
America.
What do you mean? I'm
No,
in my bed by myself.
she was saying, first off, get up. You said you were up. Number two, she was saying because I am paid by tax dollars, I have to obey. No, that's not how that works.
I
Me.
mean, I have to obey a little bit working for tax dollar working, I get paid with tax dollars too. And there are certain things I get nervous about saying. Thankfully, they haven't found my Twitter yet. No, I'm just kidding. They have, but
Oh
they
yeah,
actually like what they
I'm in the same
retweeted me the
boat.
other
I
day.
am. Sometimes I'm in spaces and people will start talking about a subject. I'm like, I'm leaving.
I got retweeted by the Department of Ed the other day. I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
Talking
But
about
yeah,
retweets. Let me call some props here. Hold on. What the fuck? You get
That
12K.
you're an independent man. You don't have to worry about that.
Peter, hold up. Wait, what?
Joda's here. No, but really, hi everyone. I need to get I've been talking or something all weekend, and I'm like supposed to be on this thing tonight. What do I do? Do I have to drink tea?
What thing?
Just like I'm on this podcast and I wanted to sound, I just don't feel
You
like
know
I
what?
sound good right now.
Tea?
So I got, it's a
What?
podcast. I just want to make sure my throat doesn't sound terrible.
Go have
Tea.
some honey and lemon, mommy.
Tea with a little bit of honey. You'll be absolutely banging.
Okay. I don't want to
I
sound
mean,
like
do
a
that
phone sex
now.
operator, and be like, hey, this educational principle, blah, blah, blah.
That's
You know what I
not,
mean?
don't do that kind of shit.
That's why I need to sleep at night instead of being on spaces.
Dr. Kerry, can I just clarify something? Did someone just say I've got the shit? Did they make the it sounded like someone just said I got a shit.
Did they?
No.
It sounded like someone said I got a shit.
I think it was Danny. It was Danny. I'm just kidding.
I think it might have been Melly. We've all done that when we thought we pressed mute.
No, I don't usually tell people.
No, I was saying, I was trying to veer the conversation towards Peter's tweet blowing up and being retweeted a bunch of times.
Was it 12? Is that what you were talking about? 12,000? That's amazing. What one was it? Was it the What's Your Legacy one? No. Whoa. Which one was it?
I'm gonna put it on the top. Hold on.
Which one was it? Hurry up. I'm kidding.
Also, I could never work for some of those places because my voice just is the way it is.
No, I mean, they don't say that as like a prereq. Like, no one said anything about my voice. It's just, I don't think it's only if you're doing these spaces, right? Like, or if you're doing podcasts or something like
What
that.
type of podcast is it?
Well, actually, I have the one on Thursday will be cool. This is just he's just using like, it's just a space, but it's this guy from, his name's Keith Keller, but he's like, we're using all these technical tools and
Dude, it's
we want it to
14K.
sound good. And I'm like, okay. I'm like getting all nervous.
Yeah, I have a podcast.
Peter, this is
Nice.
14K.
What's 14K?
Peter's post has 14.5.
Which post is it?
14.8. In a matter since I said Peter, it went up 300. What the fuck?
Oh, wow. Look, Peter's blowing up.
That's cool.
Is it the one
and-
that said, did I mention if this gets more fun? Is it that one?
I put it to the top.
Okay. But it doesn't say 12,000. Oh, 14,000 views. Yeah, that's amazing. 107 retweets. Yo, Peter, you got a girl? No, just kidding.
He doesn't actually. That's why. Yeah, have you met Pete? The Pete with the loneliest, most popular artist on the planet.
Yeah, I think Mel is single.
You're coming back to it. Can I do it again?
Yeah.
Can I reach the 2 million for the Joe rank?
Hey, there
But you got to get him now. Like, you got to get Peter pre-seed. You understand?
Yeah, you got to show him you like him now, right?
I'm
telling
pre-seeding
you,
for that seed.
get on that
He's
white
on his
list.
way up.
I'm pre-seeding for the seed. I'm in queue for that seed.
Yeah.
Artistic.
Someone made fun of me the other day for like not having a lot of followers. I'm like, I didn't really think about it until like a few weeks ago. I was just talking about BGX and Syndicate. And then like, yeah, they're like, you shouldn't host. You should have this other person host because he has like 10,000 followers. I was like, okay.
Well, the thing is, I don't have that many followers, and I don't care how many people are in the room. There's about 5 of you I like talking to. The rest can, are here, no there,
To be honest, guys, the amount of people's chats I end up in, and I only have
Which
like
5?
700,
Call this out.
it's crazy.
I know, right?
Hoda, speak up.
Oh, sorry.
Louder.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Come closer.
Come closer. I live in Scotland. Do you want me to jump my plane?
Put the mic in your mouth.
Put the mic in my mouth.
Yeah, you're Scottish and you're Your it doesn't sound as
Right.
good as it could, so
Bear,
you gotta help.
It's not a Scottish shit. It's
bear with me. I have to leave and come back quickly. It's just my mic. It's a nightmare.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, maybe if you listen harder, Dr. Kerry. I'm only joking. What was the topic you got when I came in? I heard just Melody. Sorry, are you surprised how quiet I've been today? But on my
Tax,
best
death
behaviour.
and taxes, the inevitable stuff.
Death and taxes. Well, that's a given. A third one.
I pay taxes to the Georgia flag.
Georgia, as in the south. Oh, no,
Thank you, Georgia, for not sending them goons to my front yard. I love you.
Georgia.
Kerry,
Georgia.
Dr. Kerry's he's just set me right up. Can I do it? Like, can you guys understand this accent? If
What
you
are you
can,
asking?
I can
Jordan?
understand your accent. I just can't hear you.
What are you
really
trying to
sorry.
say?
No, the guy said Georgia. Apparently, I've got a better Georgian accent than I've got a Scottish one. Apparently.
A Georgian accent, like
Yeah, it's in like the country Georgia, and like yeah.
oh,
You
Georgia,
mean like,
Russia.
yeah,
Okay.
like Eastern Bloc. Yeah.
No.
He's like
No,
Southern.
what I mean is down the south. I'm sure it's near Rainbow, Alabama. I'm from.
Georgia, disconnect your cable, baby.
I did a southern accent for a lady one night. She literally told me my accent was so good it was better than my Scottish one.
Yeah,
Your ex was so
exactly.
good it was better than your Scottish one?
Yes. Now the reason I know that's true is because you understood that and not what I'm saying now.
No. just slow it down. I'm fucking drunk. Can you just slow it down like 75% of
Um,
100%
already.
so I
Oh,
can hear what
Peter.
you're saying properly?
I'm going to apologise to my new close personal friend Peter. I'll speak a little bit slower. That southern drawl, if that makes it y'all a bit easier. That easier for
It
you?
makes it a lot easier.
You know
Peter,
what I've learned?
are you
I've
Australian,
learned
Peter? Sorry, apologies, Mel. I cut you right off at the toes there.
Scottish people and some British people make good country accents like that. This is the translation. This is perfect.
That's because we gave y'all them accents. You just modified them when you got over there in the goddamn Mayflower. That's all.
They just drank way too fucking much moonshine.
Peter, are you Australian?
Oh God, what?
Zelda, they love you in this room too. Aren't you excited? You made it through 2 rooms without getting thrown out. I'm just so proud of you.
Happens all the time. I get called a troll, but can I just point out, right, genuinely, that profile picture is not me. Just for absolute clarity, he is a football player from my team. But can I just point out how awesome that picture looks? I've just asked someone to mint that as an NFT for me. Dr. Kerry will know why that's funny.
Welcome everyone to the Syndicate. This morning, we've been talking about the pedagogy of knowledge, skills, and attitude. We talked a bit about taxes. That's pretty much it. It's been fun talking with all of you. I have about 15 minutes before I have to jump off, but I want to welcome Joda back.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
You know, I think with Joda, we're having very productive interactions, which is a lot different than the way we started. And I think if we can show that we can get along with people that we don't get along with initially, then that's a win for me.
Sometimes it just doesn't work though.
Can I just point out the obvious double entendre there?
Sometimes we're just water and oil. And if we're water and oil, we might ask you to join the water pile or the oil pile. Does that make sense? It's not personal. It's just chemistry.
Just be a melting candle on the other side.
Yeah,
I would just like to
together
ask,
alone.
can I ask Dr. Carey a question?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you
Sure.
can I
My
see your
agent Michael will
credentials?
answer that.
Because you're stating you're a doctor, and I don't really. Do you have any credentials? Or I was I guess I didn't know this before up until last night, but I guess anyone that has a DR in front of their name, we all need to know their credentials, or you got to get kicked.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
mean,
want
you
no
can
pretenders
Google
here.
me. You can Google me. I mean, I'm not that I'm like famous or anything, but you know, my LinkedIn shows my credentials. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of learning and development. My research focused, and I do tell that because I've been invited to some spaces where, well, I mean, Genesis sent me a message the other day about his back. I'm like, no, not that kind of doctor. And some people do ask me about mental health, which I did study, but I don't have like the ability to write prescriptions or anything on that. You know, I'm not a medical doctor, but
So you can't diagnose or anything like that. It's just you got
no,
your
but
PhD.
Well,
Is
she
that what it is in
just told
education?
you that. There's a
yeah, but I'm still a doctor, Rosa baby. I don't
Oh,
knock your trade.
you'll what?
Yeah, I'm still a doctor though. Like
Would you say you'll knock my what?
I said, I don't knock your trade, whatever it is. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
she said
I
she's
ha-
no,
not the dicks out of your mouth. That's what she said.
I have got
Sandra,
so
you're
many jokes here.
gross.
I have so many jokes,
You're not a
but I am
lady.
not repeating them.
Us girls have to
And you
stick
wish you had
together.
dicks
Please
in your
call
mouth.
out the
I can
male
guarantee you
doctors.
got
I
no dick
doubt.
ever in your mouth because you're so stupid.
Who, me?
No, Sandra.
Sandra's
Yeah,
not
she's
stupid.
having a moment down there. She'll calm down.
Really? She just said I had too many dicks in my mouth. That bitch never get dick in her mouth. That's why she is always
Okay.
so pissed and angry.
Okay, see,
Rose,
this is what men love,
Ro,
and we don't do this. So
Rose,
we don't do
Ro,
this on the
Ro,
syndicate, right? The girls
Rosa.
get along
Nobody.
and
I
love each
mean, we can
other.
do it for a little bit. It depends on how
I
you
know
guys
it's
feel.
kind of
I mean, you
fun.
got
It
10
is a
minutes.
little fun, but you know,
Yeah, maybe like
what was
two,
that?
3 minutes. I don't mind.
This is why women get a bad name. We actually do like each other, but do you know that's part of the patriarchy? It's like when women can't control
Well,
things,
why
they turn
didn't
against
Sandra
each
get kicked?
other.
She said I had too many dicks in my
Rip
mouth.
each other's clothes off.
Why did you pick me?
Why am I?
Sandra's the one.
She never called me out for being a doctor, I guess. I didn't kick anyone.
Some.
I was too focused on myself and my blonde hair.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
I think it's amazing that you got a
It's
PhD with
ridiculous.
blonde hair. You know how much smarter you have to be? That's amazing.
All I know is
Do
Sandra's
the
pissed
tits
because she
make
got
you
no
smart?
dick, bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to lick your clit, dear. So
Oh my
Girl,
God,
calm
man.
you talk
yourself
about you don't
and
want
This
no
relax
too is
dick.
your
the
life
That's
syndicate.
your problem.
and just
Wait, I
don't
don't
get yourself
understand.
That's
Rosa
triggered.
you're the
baby,
one that
what's your
likes to lick
plan with
it.
this?
You like it. Lick it, like it. That's how you want to be with women.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Right? Can I just
Dr. Carey,
quickly?
this is a spillover from Space Yesterday. So
Oh, thank you.
this is
So the reason I come to this
this
space
is an aggressive
lately,
spillover.
I realized that I really appreciate the love that comes out of women. And Melby was she was able to express that towards me. And that's the reason I am. I'm not saying that, yeah, women cannot get along with each other, but I can tell you, I have seen belittling and this, like, it's just generally women despise me
Like
throughout my
GK,
life.
GK, you think Sandra said
Oh,
I've
And
got too
that's
many
why
dicks in
I
my
do
mouth? It's okay.
appreciate my female friends, maybe sometimes more than my male friends. I'm sorry to say that to you
And we
guys.
can challenge each other for sure. But like, and you know, I don't mind being called out for that stuff. I just feel like,
Yeah, you
Because
did. You got
the
upset.
society sees when they see DR, they want to talk about their health issues and problems, and like they want to answer and respond from you. But you have done extensive studies, and you earned that PhD, which is Doctor of Education, and you're free to write down that. That's not like you're lying. You're a doctor,
yeah.
and I don't know
yeah,
why are
and
they stoning you for this?
I added it
I
for
just
like
asked.
branding purposes for sure. Like, I mean, I am a doctor, but like I used to have just Kerry, but then yeah, for sure. Like it gives you more attention
I
for
feel
sure.
like you guys are totally discussing that's something that's like way more important than what you should be discussing. My experience in the United States with like the healthcare industry are PAs, which is short for physician's assistant, pretending like they're already doctors, which is a physician, and we call physicians doctors because they're people that have something to do with our health, and then we confuse the DR as a doctor that's a physician, even though it just means they have a PhD. And it could be a PhD in something that has absolutely nothing to do with human physiology.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I get that, but what I feel like what we're talking about goes deeper. Like, I don't know if Rosa Baby, like, I'll help you with your career, I'll help you with whatever, but I don't think that's the best way to like approach us in
I
this
wasn't
group.
asking for your help. I was just
Well, you
asking if
obviously
you were a
wanted
doctor.
attention in some
I mean,
way
that's
because
kind of
maybe I was getting
condescending
it.
or weird. I didn't ask for any
I think he
help.
wants you to be her simp. That's what I said.
Can I just say, Dr. Carey, this
Girl,
is one of the first
shut up,
spaces I've ever been
Sandra.
in.
I think you're
This is one of the
disgusting.
first spaces I've ever
I
been in
think
with you
you're.
guys, right?
I think Sandra left body. She got man still texting her like 20 years later.
Yeah, it's
They're
evident.
like,
Can I?
Sandra, I
Maybe
miss
not
you. I'll
telling
be back.
Sandra, like not calling names, but explaining why do you think that way?
Well,
Why
GK,
do
can
you
I ask you a
feel that way?
question? How come it's okay for her to say I had a bunch of dicks in my mouth? And then when I clap back, I'm
not
the
what I
bad
said.
one.
Okay.
I didn't hear that, but I didn't hear that.
I said what she meant jokingly. What she meant is that
Oh, okay.
yeah.
There you
Right.
go. It's the
Can I
mean
just
Some
girls
people
appeal?
can
club. You
some
guys
Can
need
I
people
to
just
No, we're
get
not.
organized.
You came at me, Rosa
Doctor, shut
baby.
up.
What do you
Now you're
want? I
making
will
me
help
mad. I
you.
didn't ask
Tell
for your
me.
help. That other girl told me I had too many dicks in my mouth, and you're saying you didn't hear it. You're a liar,
I
doctor. You're a
really didn't.
faker.
I really
That's why
didn't.
you're in education. That's why kids are failing because of people like you.
Oh my
Oh
God, man.
no.
Yeah,
Can I just say
Sandra,
this?
that was
Welcome
a
to the
little harsh.
syndicate.
That's when you know
That's
I'm
right.
getting famous,
Sandra,
Michael. Oh yeah,
Sandra, that
bring
was
on
a
the
little
haters.
harsh.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
syndicate.
That wasn't Sandra talking.
It's because Pornhub was banned on Instagram.
Yeah.
Rosa
I really
baby,
don't
we
know where
want
the
to help
thing
you
that came
here.
from.
We do.
Rosa,
But we just
Rosa,
need you to be nice.
You know, we
can I?
actually
Let's
started.
show this man who are okay watching this cat fight. Let's make a peace and let's empower each other. Okay, let's
Yeah,
We
it's so gross.
not
we started.
don't call names. Let's not call names.
We
Okay.
we started the conversation talking about chemistry and how sometimes we initially find that we interact like water and oil, and then we started interacting like water and oil, which I think is maybe, I don't know. Do our words predict what's going to happen in the space next? That's interesting. I wonder.
If we mix oil and water, let's throw some spices in there and make a salad dressing.
Ah, soup,
Pasta
Maybe.
salad.
something.
Like lemon water.
Hear this lady, Fallon?
To be honest, this is more. This
Oh,
is
We
more like
just
a.
sorry, I'm not off mic.
To be
I
can
honest,
we
think
just
that
let
this
the
is more like a poisonous vinaigrette.
kind of
can we
stuff.
just let the women speak
What's up
and hash
what's
it
up
out?
with what's up with Weezer? Weezer, you have your
Hi,
hands
good
up.
morning, Dr. Carey.
Peter.
Even though you're a doctor that don't prescribe anything, so you're not a fun doctor, but you can be a doctor for astrology and believe in crazy aliens out there, which is cool too for me. But Dr. Carey, I do want to ask you a question here for a second. Isn't that interesting that as you're talking about chemistry and fluidness between women and support each other, women power, as it was discussed by GK, and yesterday we had a history with Miss Sandra as a narcissist, misogynist cunt, to be honest with you. And
Okay,
then
we
we're
don't need
seeing
to
a
use
repetition today.
ugly.
Hold on. We're
No,
seeing a
no, no, no.
repetition
Hold on,
today.
Weezer. I'm gonna
We
let you
are.
talk. I'm
Who's
gonna let you
speaking
talk,
right
but we're not
now?
gonna call names, okay? We're just gonna
We'll
I'll
call
try
her
not to
PhD. It's
because she
called
Oh
needs to.
God. I
PhD.
filter him out. Like he's just
No, Sandra. No, Sandra. We will call you out
he
for your
keeps
Let's
being
let
bad
him
towards
finish.
corny.
people.
Let him finish
Yeah.
what he has to
Thank
say,
you
and
very
then
much.
we will
Calling me a
But
respond.
cunt.
GK,
So
GK,
anything after that
no,
doesn't
Dr.
really
Carey, I'm
Oh,
asking
I
that question to
removed the
Dr.
wrong
Carey, Sandra.
speaker. I apologize, Mike.
Dr.
No,
Carey, I am requesting your question, Dr. Carey.
Who is this
So
though? Can I? Oh, weeds. Okay.
yeah,
Doctor,
yeah.
stop interrupting.
So Dr. Carey, what do you specialize in your PhD, ma'am?
Can you ask me that in a nicer way? I feel like you're yelling at me.
Oh my God.
I'm not sorry. Just my Bluetooth.
Feel
Sometimes
scared,
my
doctor?
wife gets in the car. What is
Uh,
your PhD in it, Dr. Carey?
it's in learning and development, and I focus
Beautiful.
on. Okay. All right.
No, learning development for youth, youngsters, or like you talking about
Learning
adults?
disabilities, or are you focusing on people with learning disabilities, or just generally trying like improving how society can learn, maybe self-learn, or like what are you specializing in, and how can we hear more about your uh, studies so we can maybe learn something from you?
Yeah. So my
That's
PhD.
where I was going. Thank you, GK.
Thanks for reframing that. Yeah, no, so my PhD was focused on learning and development, and I did focus on women's career development over the lifespan, but I focused on, so my PhD is narrowly focused because that's what you have to do between ages 18 to 30 and their struggles, successes, and challenges, because if you tap into that age, you can really do anything and set up a wonderful trajectory if you do wonderful things during those years. But I was also a K-12 teacher for 12 years. I worked at community colleges. I work for the Department of Ed. So I'm really pretty much a specialist from like K-12 to like, I would say 30. But then I'm learning more and more as I go. And, but those are the ages that I specialize in, is probably
And
18
Dr.
to 30.
Carey,
Yep.
what was your thesis name called? What was your thesis for your
Oh my
PhD when
God.
you
I feel
presented?
like is he asking me because he wants to know? Let's
Yes,
put it in
it
let's
shouldn't
put it in
be
the,
like an interrogation. All right.
It's more
No, no,
like
no, no, no. I'm
Literally.
asking.
it's
No,
not
hold on a second,
interrogation. This is
GK. I'm
It
asking.
inquisitive.
was a phenomenological approach to understanding adult women's experiences with entering the workforce.
Yes. Okay, that's why I'm asking. Okay, so this is why I'm asking
You
because
wanted to see if I knew? I did a
no,
TED talk
no, no,
too,
no, no,
but it
no, no,
wasn't
no,
that
no,
good.
no.
I am actually
Dr.
highly
Carey,
interested in this subject, like women
me
who
too.
basically held
Doc,
back because of childcare and now they wanna, introduce themselves in the workforce. What are their struggles and what kind of steps they're taking?
I actually wanted to ask a real question that I'm struggling right now, Dr. Carey, as I currently have some retail shops that today I employ 17 women in it, and and I find it very struggling that for the two positions that I had for store managers for the locations, none of the women decided to apply. And then when I asked, I contract out our HR team. So when I asked them why and if they had approached any of the women there, was primarily because not because they were not they were afraid or they were like they didn't wanted to jump in on the challenge of it. But what I found out from the two locations is that women were, in a sense, backstabbing the other woman if they applied it. That they were going to,
Exactly.
how do you say,
Exactly.
like they were not going to support that woman. They were going to be bitches.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
does
I
happen
don't
for
know.
sure.
You know
Not
what I
as
mean?
much anymore, which is wonderful. It seems like it's gotten better, but I mean, it's definitely happened to
That's
me for sure. Yeah, and that's the problem with the male leadership, usually, like where it's not as empowering to women, but women do need to learn to work together. It's a real thing, but the person just has to have tough skin and they have to keep going for those leadership positions, or women will never advance if we don't just do it. But that mean girl culture I found with younger women has really been changing and shifting, and there's much more focus on sisterhood. But I've noticed in like societies with like maybe less education, they haven't evolved as much. I find that like there's still a lot of that cattiness, and it stems from a lack of day-to-day control. When women can't control, when men are controlling us, we turn towards something we can control, which is other women. And I don't appreciate Rosa Baby laughing at me because I would love to help and empower you.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
Sorry, can I please just, no button, apologies, I've had my hand up there and my arm's starting to get sore. Can I just clarify that three women in this space who I'm fairly certain are about empowering women, and I am too, genuinely, have just had no cat fight because you were attacked by someone on the basis that they're attacked. Listen, see, even if she is a crank and a fake doctor, it doesn't matter. It's a Twitter space, it's not real life. You're not going to see her for any kind of medical procedure. In that case, I could understand you having any sort of issue with it. She has literally got X amount of followers who she knows, and I know her, so I can clarify her qualifications. I just don't understand why you feel the need, no attack's a strong word, to question and call her out and start an argument to the point where we're now in this position. I think the host said something about mixing oil and water. She doesn't come to McDonald's, right, to check that you are actually an assistant manager, if that makes sense. Now, I could have been very catty and said something like that to you as a Scottish person, and genuinely do not ever engage in a slanging match with someone from Scotland because you will lose that fight all day long. However, I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to keep the chat nice and spacey. I'm sure Dr. Kerry will tell you that I have been in spaces with her and it's pretty much been mostly about empowering women because I was raised by two strong women. Now, the gentleman at the bottom, I think it was Weeds, am I right in saying, who was speaking there about his business, yeah? The reason that
Yeah.
people are very, very bitchy, it's not because of a patriarchy or because of male bosses. It's just we have literally just had a demonstration of how it works in here. It's just bitter jealousy from people that are doing better in life. And I'm going to drop a wee bit of cultural science on you. And Dr. Kerry's heard this statement, and it's my mantra in life. And the reason that I do quite well is I hate every single person, well, regardless of colour, race, creed, or age, equally until you can prove to me you're a nice person. And that's the easiest. Genuinely, it sounds really, really simple, right? But see if I meet you and he dropped the C bomb, right, which in Scotland is a massively a massively great word. So I'm going to give Weeds a follow just for saying that word. But until you prove to me that you're a nice person, I don't like you. And that's the way Scottish people roll. Does that make sense? I'll shut up now and let you
Joda,
carry on.
thank you so much. I think Mel B had her hand up for a while, and I know GK asked a question too, but I think Mel B did, and then we obviously have to welcome the
Can I just
wonderful Lauren
clarify?
of Light.
I had my hand up for about 25 minutes, and Mel B's the
No,
host.
I know you
Mel
did.
B,
I know you did.
Don't you ever in your own room and you're a co-host put your hand up? You just speak.
I know. Did you learn that? I learned that from someone in my space. But yeah, so Mel B, just speak.
But just to clarify, I think that was me.
I mean, I don't like you telling Mel B what to do. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful considering she is a co-host.
Oh my fucking god! Right, I give you up. I've got
I,
guys.
but she's doing a good job. She's doing a good job.
Sorry, but Mel
She's
B,
not
that was
constantly muting people. She's not kicking people out, and she's giving everyone an equal opportunities to talk.
sorry,
So
Mel B. I
Rosa, if you were in my
apologize.
space,
I
I
really
would have
do.
kicked your ass to the curb about 20 minutes ago because you're just boring now.
I think Rosa Baby wants followers. Give her some followers.
Yeah,
That's
I just
very
want to.
condescending, Doctor. I don't think you're a nice person. Really.
I
You
just
know
want to
what?
say,
That's like the only thing I am is nice, but that's okay
That's
if you
why
don't
we've
get
had a
it.
problem in the education school because you play games. You
there
act
is
like you're
nice
very
in everyone. So
condescending.
why don't we bring the nice out of Carrie, nice out of Rosa? Okay, it's a yin yang. Come on, guys.
Oh
And
man,
I got more followers than you, Doctor. So be careful.
that's awesome. I think that's wonderful. I'm proud of you, and I want you to continue on your journey.
You know what? You really you got to stop talking like.
I am totally serious.
You.
I
I am.
mean,
You said you
there
did.
is a way, there is so many ways to get followers. Like if you spread your legs and like you will get followers, if you just or talk about economy and your profession that people might be really interested in, you could get followers. So it depends on the quality of your followers also, right?
Can I just say, Dr. Kerry, I'm going to bounce because I am genuinely losing brain cells listening to this person, right? So listen to the three hosts. It's been a pleasure. Weeds, I'm going to give you a follow because you dropped the C-bomb and you did it ever so eloquently. So thanks very much for your
Okay.
time.
We
Thanks for having me.
lost him on the C
Rosa,
word. Bye, Joda. We'll miss you.
to be honest with you, the C word, I could call every person in this room genuinely right now the C word, right? And to make you feel 10 times better about yourself because we can do that here. It's different. You guys only have one use of the word. It's not the word, it's the context in which the word is used.
Exactly.
I know when you're passionate, you talk a little fast.
I won't do that to y'all. What I'm saying is, in Scotland, I could call every single person the C-bomb and make y'all feel really nice about yourself.
Right, yeah, we
Not the
don't really
word,
love it in
but the
America.
context
Thanks for
in
the
which the word is used.
translation. Thank you for the translation.
You're more than welcome to. See that, Rosa? Nice person. Now I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna let y'all chat because I know
Oh
it's got
no,
about
the
5 more
internet's
minutes.
down.
No, I swear to God, if I have to listen to her speaking one more time, I'm going to lose more brain cells than I ever thought possible in one 15-minute chat. But I'm going to go. I have a few more people
Okay,
to speak
bye,
to.
Joda. We'll talk to
Dr.
you
Carey,
later, I'm
catch you
sure.
later, dude. Catch you later, fake doctor. Only joking. I know you're real.
I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so Mel B, you're allowed to speak now. Just kidding. Just kidding. Or whoever wants to go. I mean, Lauren's here too. Host.
What's up, ladies? How are
I
you?
wanted to say good morning to Lauren, and I wanted to say good morning to Amber. I wanted to say good morning to all the people. Share the love. Let's stop fucking fighting. What the fuck? Come on.
Hold on. Sandra, what'd you do? Who's fighting?
Yeah, this is all my fault. Yeah.
What?
You know what? It's Yellow's fault. I mean, I don't know.
Sandra, it's always your fault.
Yellow
Yeah,
jaundice?
yeah. It's statistically, it's highly likely to be my fault. Yes, I agree with you.
On the balance of probabilities.
We now have a fake lawyer and a fake doctor in the syndicate.
She's Sandra's always so nice to me.
I'm doing driver's education right now, and it's going well, just in case you're wondering.
Wait, I hope she's not putting makeup on.
Oh no, that was my other friend. I'm teaching my daughter to drive. She's driving us right now.
Which one? The one
Does
that's
the driver have both
censored or
hands on the steering
the
wheel?
the older one.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Does
Yeah,
the driver
not the younger one, not the one.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not Lorelai. We almost hit a surfer. That was cool.
Oh, well, that's allowed. If you're in Jersey, if you're remotely in the road in New Jersey, you're fair game and you won't get in trouble.
Well, there's like anywhere you go around here, there's like surfers on bikes, and so it's just like they're hard to miss. So Lexi's keeping a tally of points.
It's like Paperboy in real life.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
Dr.
Paperboy
Carey,
carrying a surfboard.
so Dr. Carey, out of curiosity, are you associated or linked to any empowering women, anything like that, associations or anything like that? Out of curiosity.
Why are you Googling me?
No, but you can Google my wife, please, if you want, Dr. Carey, and she's currently right now one of the board directors for the Alberta Women's Empowerment Foundation, and you can
Nice.
totally Google her, and absolutely show her some support if you want to donate it to. Be a silver member with a $50,000 Canadian donation. You can always be more than welcome. She assists together with her team of housewives, if you want to call them. But they're very strong women in the world of business who also are a very strong woman in the house too. And they assist and help in the fiscal year of 2021 around 17,000 women to empower them to get better positions, to get better jobs, and also to enroll them in technical colleges or universities with a free scholarship too. I'm only asking that because I believe and I'm a firm believer of preach what you can actually deliver. And that's why I'm asking if you are part of any of those associations or foundations or anything like that.
Yeah,
And
I'm actually
it's
on
a
the
nonprofit, by the way. It's a
I'm the
nonprofit organization.
I'm the commissioner on the status of women and girls in Massachusetts. So yeah, I'm definitely on, and I'm engaged in a lot of Web3 women type work. And there's not that many women researchers in the world, and I have that going for me too. So yeah, I'm definitely proud of your wife and the work that she's doing, and I encourage anyone to get involved, and especially men, to really support more work in women's development research, women's leadership, that kind of thing, because so this stuff doesn't happen like what happened here today.
But you see, Dr. Carey, what happens here today, and it happens very often, to be honest with you, and I continue to see in a very continuously daily basis, if it's not in this syndicated, but in other space calls. And what I've seen in the past 1 year that I've been coming to the spaces is that if 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 women don't agree with another woman, their comments initiated to be very denigrating immediately. Instead of putting real examples and facts, they go for the jugular, like cheetahs, man. They're like
You think
pussycats.
that's what happened today?
Oh yeah, like
I
absolutely.
answered her question, so I don't think that that's what happened at all.
I do. I think that's what happened. Lee's
Okay, well,
lies.
there are two perceptions of what happened. There's your side, my side, and the truth. But I
No,
answered the
but you see,
question.
Dr. Carey, you as a co-host, and MLB as a co-host, and the horse little dude there as a host, heard. May not have heard, but please, every single Twitter space is recorded, so you can play back. It was around 9:03 a.m. here, my time in Calgary, Alberta, mid of the country. But we heard, right, that something that Sandra disagreed, immediately went with a reply to Rosa as suck a dick, which I believe, Dr. Carey, that if that had occurred in any of mine retail shops, that would have been a go home for the day, cool it off your head, and let's figure it out. Let's figure it out tomorrow. Hold on, Sandra. See, Sandra, you have to listen.
What's your wife's Twitter account, by the way?
Apparently, it's also the
Sandra,
like.
listen for a second.
What's your wife's
okay?
Twitter?
Apparently, this is also like a filter from before. I'm sorry, I'm cutting
sorry,
people off. But Rosa Baby has, I guess, done this in quite a few spaces, and there's been some spillovers from other spaces. So I didn't want to get involved in like something that had to do with Sandra and Rosa Baby. But I was trying to be nice, and be like,
No,
listen.
absolutely, but that's the problem, right? That we kind of encounter in our lives, right, Dr. Carey? And now I'm conversing with you in a sense that you put it into situations that occur in the space that can be translated also into real life, right? Because we see on a
This
daily
is real
basis.
life right now for sure. I know that
Absolutely,
all of you
yeah,
are real
absolutely.
people.
And
Sorry,
there is
Melby.
and there is outcomes, right? Maybe positive or negative, but there will be outcomes, right, that will come out of this. And I hope as we call out Sandra yesterday on her narcissist actions
He's still out of
yesterday,
control.
she's
Yeah.
Right,
due.
so that's
She's,
not nice
That's
either. I
I'll
mean, if
talk
you're
to your
not a
talk to
mental
your wife
health
about it.
educator or mental health professional, you can't call her a
Let me get a
narcissist.
mutal.
Okay, Melby, you go. It's your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna
You
say
speak
this
now.
for the record. Like the space that we had yesterday, and like uh, I don't really like spillovers. Like if we want to talk about what's going on today, let's do that.
okay, so let's talk about
Let's
today,
if
Mel
we're
B. She
gonna,
just said
you
for
know,
Rosa
if
to suck a dick. Would you say that to another woman, Mel B?
no, I don't really tell people to go suck a dick
Not
until
my
they're.
way.
Exactly. Do you know
I'll
I
why
tell
you don't say
people.
that?
I
Do
tell
you know
people
why
to
you
What's
suck
don't
your
my
say
dick.
that,
wife's
Mel B?
Twitter
But I
account
will.
so I can
I
talk
mean, if
to
No,
it's
her
but
about your
Mel B, but you
behavioral
know why
problem?
you don't say that, ma'am? Because you're nice and you want other women to succeed in life. Because you ask us what are three amazing things about ourselves. Because you want to empower us with your voice and caring that you continue to push forward people. There are always the anchors. There are always those anchors that will continue to drag us. And until we put a stop on them, they will never ever cease to
but
exist.
I guess my question is, do you propose? How do you propose a stop by calling someone
Listener.
a
She goes
cunt?
to a listener. No, she goes to a listener and she listens to a lot of positive things, which then her brain will inject positive mindset
Can we just
on
Yeah,
move
Sandra.
weeds to a
maybe
listener so he can?
Little man.
cool down. Maybe we can get some rules established for sure. Like we can, I'm sure the syndicate, I haven't been on as much as they should, but maybe they have already talked about little things that they do when things are getting too heated or, I mean, I think it's good to have kind of a set of rules to to go by for sure.
One of the
We can
rules
definitely
here.
take that under advisement, right, Michael?
I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of want to see how people act without rules to see if they can progress to the next step. And so, a lot of people want access to investment. And and we've actually helped some people get investment into their ideas. But I don't want to tell people that in the beginning. I want to see how they act. And if I see how they act, I might decide, you know what, this is someone I can't introduce to anyone. But I don't want to tell them why I'm doing this. I just want to see how they act
Yeah,
without
that's
any
good.
direction and let them decide what they want their future to be. Who am I to decide? It's their future, not mine.
Right. And I know, but I think, and we can also have this offline, I do think your community is evolving too to be beyond just you. So I don't
Yes.
know.
So everyone can develop their own, like, I always wanted to make this as leaderless as possible by providing the widest range of interpretation about what this could be. If you want to be about business, great. If you want to be about astrology, great. You want to be about Terry Pratchett, even better. I'm going to be there first. This is whatever you want it to be.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
I see a
Right.
hand up.
So if anyone, like, it just, with me, I have a high tolerance for friction, and I think it's a higher tolerance than most because I enjoy it. Like, I started on doing stand up, so the friction often leads you to the best jokes. And so I think I have a big tolerance for like things I don't agree with and even people attacking me, you know? Because I think it's kind of enjoyable, but what do I know? This is just how I feel.
So, are you saying that people cannot trigger you if they catch your weaknesses and they just work on those? How long would it take for you to, get pissed off?
I
Well,
think it would be a good
that's
experiment. We should try it sometime, if not right now.
No, not right
No, no,
now.
I'm not interested in trying that on you
Okay,
at
I'm
all.
just saying, like,
I'm just
I,
asking
I'm
generally
I'm
because
wired
there are
differently.
times I feel like when I wake up in the morning, if I just wash down my stomach with some cup of coffee and don't have breakfast,
Hmm.
I could be triggered more easily.
The thing is, there's a part of me, it's a stand-up comedian part of me that enjoys the discomfort. So I think I'm emotionally like, I, I kind of like it.
So you like to be challenged, which gives you an opportunity to maybe see some part of you or see how other people see you from their perspective and just you assess
Yeah,
that. And is that
Are
is
we
that
yeah,
right?
talking about
yeah.
wits
There's so
here?
much information in it. Give me all the information. I want to learn.
Are we talking
That's the
about
perspective.
Tell me
wit?
I'm not nice. I will make it my personal mission to make you feel that I'm nice.
You're not nice.
All right,
Oh
I see a
man. All
hand
right.
up. I see a hand up.
I'm gonna
Peter.
Venmo her right now.
Peter,
All right,
what's
I
up?
see a few hands up. Go
I
ahead,
don't
Mel.
need your money, girl. I probably make more money than you, and I'm probably 2 times older than you, but look just as good
Oh
as you.
man, just
But why are
Okay,
you
Peter,
being
why
mean to me? And why
Why
are
are
you
you saying you're
Weeds?
gonna
Why are you not standing up for me
me
there?
money?
Wait,
That's
Weeds,
really
Weeds.
like,
Where are
yeah,
you?
because I
Where
don't
are
think you
you?
are
please,
nice.
Hey,
can we?
where are you
Weeds.
telling Rosa that she needs to be a listener? Where are you? I just want to make sure it's fair. That's all I'm saying. Weeds, speak up.
Oh, I never said for Rosa to be a listener. I said for Sandra to be a listener so
I
she can
know, but
take
No,
why
in
not?
I know.
Rosa
I'm
was
just
just
saying
pretty
is that
so
mean.
what
she can
Rosa
take
just
in
said.
some positivity. She needs to
So what
listen
I
to some
Well,
positive
hold
things.
on, hold on.
what I just heard
Sandra,
Rosa say is
Sandra
there
is
was
one
other
of the
stuff.
most intelligent person in this space.
What?
Like
No, I'm just kidding.
you guys, you guys have no ideas.
Well, me
Like
and Dodger like
Oh, do you
agreeing
have a
you
that
crush
she's
guys,
on
gonna listen.
her?
I'm
just
teasing
Hmm.
you,
because
Sandra. I'm teasing you.
just
You know
because
that.
someone doesn't use complicated words doesn't mean they're not intelligent. They could just be trying to gather information by poking the situation. And I haven't seen anyone poke a situation like Sandra. So yeah, when you interact with Sandra, what you hear is not what is. It's just what you hear.
Okay, I want to talk to Peter. Peter has. Oh, sorry, Sandra. You want to say something? You
No,
can.
I was just gonna make it. They'll be okay. They'll be all right. They're
All
just
right.
whatever that is.
Today is going to pass. This conversation is going to pass. It's recorded if you want to hear it again. Peter, what's up? What's up, Peter?
Peter, the
I just,
single strong
shush,
man.
shush. Do not
Strong
speak of
man.
it.
Tell
No.
me, tell me.
All right. Look, we're going to have these kind of discussions. These kind of conflicts are going to happen. There's no need for the childish sort of aggression that happens. I mean, I've definitely been guilty of it myself, especially in times when people have been particularly annoying. Some of you have seen that, and like I'm not necessarily proud of it, but sometimes people just need to chill the fuck out. Like, just calm down for half a second, take a deep breath. Like, this is 5 seconds of your life. Honestly, it's not worth the argument in the way of heated, absolute, emotionally driven discourse. You can have these discussions very, very strategically and logically and make common ground without getting into that kind of territory. And for the last half hour that I've been listening to this, all I've been hearing is people trying to speak over each other and people trying to, I don't know, like it's a weird kind of clash of ego. It's interesting to listen to, and I can see Mike's point. Like, I love it as well. But like, sometimes I just wonder, like, what's the good in it? What is it achieving?
I think
Honestly,
it's
like,
Exactly.
who gives a fuck? Sorry, but who gives a fuck who has a dick in their mouth? I could have a dick in my mouth right now for all you care. That's got nothing to do with you. Like,
You can put it in mine.
oh man, I got
so
to put that in the AI model now. Sorry, go on.
do it, fucking do it. I don't care. My point being,
You're
like,
That
gonna
makes
put it
there's
in
no
your
sense.
There's a
mouth?
point.
difference
There's,
in
Is this
here,
there's,
gonna be
Peter.
there's
useful
no
too?
Difference
point.
in
There's
here.
no point. There's just
No,
no
but there is,
point to
Peter.
be.
Here's the thing, right?
No,
We were talking
there's
about
no point.
empowering women, respecting women, and understanding the challenges that women
Yeah,
encounter in
yeah,
I
their
don't
okay,
think we were
lifestyle.
okay.
talking about
And
that
when you
though.
Yes,
see
we were,
another,
Doctor.
you
We were
And
you
it's
talking
just
about
when you
been
that.
see
men talking
another
at
when you
women.
see another woman
All right.
going to
So
another
here's
one,
what we're going to do now.
that's tough.
What we're going
Well,
to do
Dr.
is that
Carey, I love you a
there
lot.
there are a lot of
Go suck a
intelligent
dick,
people in this
Sandra.
space,
Go suck a
and
dick.
I'm going to implement the strategy that Trady Trav taught us.
No fucking way.
When there's a lot of intelligent people in the space, what we do to make sure that everyone can express themselves clearly is to have everyone put up their hand and do a relay race. So what I'd like for us to do, so that we can allow each other the room to express each other's opinions clearly, is we're going to start with hands. Mike, we're going to start with you and
This
go
is
to
like
Fitz.
Well, I just have a
self-help
question for
room. I
Weeds.
seriously think I'm in a self-help room.
Hey, Weeds,
This is what this
You
is.
are
How
a
long do I
self-help
gotta
room.
hold my hand
can
up,
you get
boss?
that Weeds? Can you get Weedy dispensary? Can you get that sour from like '03, that New York sour?
He left, puppy. He
I,
left.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Because I
how
wanted
long
to
do I
then
gotta
ask
hold
him
my
if he was
hand up?
just for profit, if he was just like a profit weed connoisseur, because that's what it said in his
Because
bio.
Not
But
a
I've been
problem.
I'm
holding
kind
my
of
hand
wondering
up
if he's
longer
for the
than
health and
yeah,
wellness.
I
Fitz.
see bilingual and then fit.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to ask him if
Go
it was
ahead,
for health and
bilingual, then
wellness
Fitz.
or just profit.
Yeah, it's all
Is he
good. Go
just
ahead,
All
for
right,
bilingual,
profiting?
Fitz.
then Fitz.
So I would hope we all come from women in here, you know. So and I think we all know the significance of women in reproduction, right? procreation, as mentioned before. But the whole thing with nature versus nurture is why do some women feel like they need to destroy men at dumb things and
No, I'm just
nitpick.
kidding.
I don't know. I got a woman
I don't
inside
think
that'll
that.
shut this whole shit down. She's been doing it for 25 years strong. She's been telling men, sit down, shut the fuck up. She's been
Who
telling
has?
my wife inside, she'll come shut this whole shit down. She'll tell you how to be a woman, how to be a professional. She'll tell you how to. She been telling white men to sit the fuck down. She white. She been telling. She worked in Miami Beach. She told black men, Latino men, sit down, shut the fuck up. I'm working, and she runs shit, and that's what's up. So I don't know. I respect the women. I respect all the conversations. I hate to be part of one that's like
Yeah,
egging it
I
on
respect that.
and
I
throwing in the
respect that.
the trollish shit. I'm like Casey
I
said,
just
I'm not a troll.
so
I'm
see,
just
I respect
trollish.
that. But what I don't like is when it's toxic and negative.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't.
It could be coming from a woman or a man. It depends on the person. Your genitals doesn't determine how you're going to be an asshole, you know?
Yeah, but
Like if I'm interested in dating someone, it shouldn't be going back and forth with Mel about like some bullshit.
yeah, that's crazy. I dropped
So,
in on that, and it seemed like
yeah, those are nice red
sit
flags
in where you
that it
fit in.
just gives you an
If you're
opportunity
not,
to
Wait,
walk
what?
away.
Hold up. What'd you say?
pardon?
Not you, Mike.
Oh.
Bilingual, what are you talking?
I think I
Who's
might
getting
be.
in the middle of what? Of your dating?
I think he said that she was talking about some another man and trying to, belittle him that way. Is that right, bilingual?
Whatever.
Well,
Okay.
no, I mean it's a woman when a woman depreciates her value, and I'm trying to increase the her value.
Who is the subject? Who's the subject woman?
Any woman. See, I respect women. I'm always trying to make them more valuable.
How are you throwing coins at them? What do you mean you're trying to make them more valuable?
I mean, in society.
Tell
Oh
me how
my
you
god.
do this. I
Yeah,
want to
it's
know.
So how do you make women feel valuable? What do you
So
do? What do you say?
No.
if I were to
How
have
do
a
you
daughter, if I
add
were to have
value
a
to a
daughter,
woman is what he's saying. He's saying he adds value to a woman. So I want to know.
Oh, he
so
adds value.
so if I were to have a daughter, what I would, and you ladies can chime in. I would teach her is to be valuable in society, not just physically, but mentally.
That's great advice.
Okay.
I think
So
that's what we all want.
when a woman like male depreciates her value, it's kind of upsetting
Why you keep calling me out as depreciating my value?
because I'm calling you out. That's
Why
why.
you
What did
calling me
Mel
out?
B do?
Why you
What?
calling me out?
Because I think this is the syndicate. This is the open space. I've hosted my own syndicate
Why is
spaces.
everyone arguing?
I've hosted my own
They're
syndicate
arguing
spaces.
because bilingual is
I'm
being
more of a
obtuse.
unicorn. I'm more of
We
a
need
So
the
what he's
unicorn
doing.
customer
than
to
that
keep
want
guy.
that
So
going. That's
sour.
why.
one
So,
sec, guys. So what's happening is that bilingual is a very intelligent person, but he's also hurt in a way that he hasn't expressed. And so what's happening is he's finding another problem that he believes he can solve, right? Or at least is
Melly,
No,
Melly
no.
depreciating
I
her
you
gotta
know.
disagree.
value.
I
He
gotta
wants to
disagree
So
with
it's just
solve.
one
that.
of those things. One sec, bilingual. So what's happening is he is struggling for a way to get the type of attention that he wants because he's launching some
Is it
ventures of his own.
attention? Is it attention or because he cannot articulate himself the
No,
way
it's
that he
it's the
I
likes?
think it's a
syndicate.
bit
It's
of
the
both.
syndicate as a
He's
whole, as
looking
a
No.
for a
community.
way to interact with us in a way that's productive, but hasn't found a way to kind of enter into the. It's almost like double dutch, and he keeps on like hitting the rope, right? And he's like, "Ah, man, I want to play double dutch with everyone."
Because being a disruptor works in a lot of rooms.
Some
It's like,
people,
Okay, one
It's
sec.
also sensitive
Go ahead,
conversation,
one
man.
sec.
You know.
some
One sec,
people
guys.
are
Go
just
ahead,
not.
Ali.
The host and the
Allie,
co-host,
Go ahead,
like,
Ali.
yeah, it just sounds like one of those alphas that, they come into the classroom. I've taught tons of them who, like, it works in a lot of other classrooms where they're the clown and then everybody's like, ha 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 ha, ha, right? But then, you walk into this classroom and, all of a sudden the buck stops. And so it's one of those situations where you have to teach him how to get good attention in this room because those shenanigans don't work here.
Right.
but here's the
And he's
thing though,
never been called out on
the
it.
host
So,
that's a unicorn thinks
in a lot
that
of
he
ways,
knows
I
something.
end up having a lot of conversations with other teachers who often share these disruptors with me. And they're like, how come they're so good in your class? I'm like, well, you got to set the rules and
I'm just
then
gonna call you
keep
out. Like,
people
if you're the
to
host, if you're the
the
co-host,
rules.
and you're
And,
doing
and
something
that
that I'm
is
gonna
what
call
a
you
lot of
out
people are
on it.
craving is knowing where the rules are and then,
Well, I'm gonna call
trying
you
to
out
figure
on it
out where
as a
the
host.
boundaries are. And then they push against the boundaries. And once they find them, they settle into them.
But they have to push against them. So this is just him exploring where the boundaries are.
And I'm not upset about it.
and
I'm
I'm
not
setting.
upset about having
I
a
get it.
disruptive kid in my class.
Okay.
You just teach them where the boundaries
Now I'm
are and
calling
we
you
hold
out.
to them like we
All right.
are in this here.
Whoever's
All right, I'm
talking,
gonna
I
put
don't know
down
if it's
one
a
sec.
man or a woman.
I'm setting the boundary. I don't want.
The host seems to be a
I am
man and a
setting
woman.
this fucking boundary.
Well, Ling, you have a
Bilingual.
unicorn on your face. I mean, what kind of man says his woman is so strong,
Yeah,
and then you call
I'm
another
sorry.
woman weak, and you've got a unicorn on your face? I
Yeah,
feel like that's kind of, you know,
I'm
it is
done.
what it is, deal.
I'm done bilingual. Anyway, continue. Fits your hands up.
Welcome, Jer Bear. But Fitz, go ahead.
What's up, Dr. Gary?
Fine. At this, can you hear me?
We can hear
How's
you.
the cake?
I jumped in my car. You guys ruined my timing.
Your Bluetooth is on. We got you.
Oh, okay. Hey, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy
Isn't that
day. Happy
is is
Monday.
it ironic, or is that where this whole conversation started? That we're talking
What
about
the fuck?
It
literally
started before
Labor Day.
Labor Day, but we can totally initiate into
I'm
Labor Day.
just
Does anyone
yeah.
know how Labor Day occurred and how did that happen?
I would say that we could appreciate women on Labor Day. That's pretty cool, right? So.
Epa!
I
And
like
every
that.
other
I
day,
like that.
and every other day besides Labor Day.
I
Okay.
like that. Labor Day is for women. I like it. It makes sense on so many levels.
Yes, it does, and we can just end it there.
Why does the word mean two things?
It's a lot of fucking work.
Why can?
Should we discuss equality in
No,
maybe
we're not.
family
We're not.
dynamics
No,
or
no, no,
business?
no, no,
And
no, 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 no,
I
no.
would
no,
contend
oh,
that
you're
that's
not
more work
interested.
Not there.
Okay.
Wait,
it's the
Fitz.
most.
Fitz, speak up.
Okay.
I said I would contend that that is the most work. That's like major goddamn work.
Look,
So
I don't want to do the work. I'm not going to trade the job. Would you? Would you trade that job? I wouldn't trade that job.
Women have their own
no,
struggles, men have their own struggles, women help behind because of childcare, and men feel like they have to take the responsibility for the house. So we all stress about certain things.
yeah, that's kind of classic. I'd agree with that. Like the men had to work because the women were already working.
I mean, the psychological level, because what the society is expecting of how the family dynamics should, shake out, basically, in general terms.
It's interesting how like society's changed so much. Where that was just so accepted, and now it's almost impossible now unless somebody's making.
I'm not rooting for, equality. First of all, we are not equal. Look at us, we are different. They're like apples and oranges are not same. But we can work as a team and we can, basically complete each other, right? We can become as one. if we
There
want to
you go.
talk about the couples and relationships.
Now you're talking. That's what we're trying to do here. Perfect. Sorry, I was only listening for like half hour, 40 minutes, but just figured.
You can chime in.
Well, this was interesting today. I never know what to expect on a daily basis. I like the Sandra joke. Martin Lawrence had that joke where he had a heckler in the audience, right? And the heckler was like, I think, adding tags to his jokes. And he's like, hey, I tell the jokes here. You laugh and you clap your hands. I tell the jokes here. I don't go to show up to your business and kick the dicks out of your mouth, right? So I really enjoyed that joke. I don't know how everyone else felt. I know it's not serious. I know we don't really mean this. I mean, this is just us like farting with our mouths, right? So I wouldn't take any of this seriously.
Right. Yeah. I mean, actually, that was the classic from Kathy. What's her? No, I mean, I think he did too. But in CNN's New Year's Eve thing, when someone was disturbing their show, is her and who's Vanderbilt's son? I can't remember his name. Or
Yeah,
that was a classic
Sandra,
moment.
are you the clown or the comedian? Which one in this scenario?
I'm not sure. Anyway,
You're not sure if you're the
Please,
clown or the comedian?
let's not spoil the flow, please. Thank
so
you.
anyway, the ideology of
DK, you just say stuff to me because I'm Greek and I'm sick of it. You're Turkish, I'm Greek. You always got some comment for me.
Look, I'm
not gonna allow
Guyanese,
it
so I have a
anymore.
bone to pick with
Oh,
all of
I
you.
had absolutely no idea you were Greek. I'm just learning right
Bullshit.
now.
I have it on my page.
Oh,
Stop it.
I haven't checked your page, Rosa.
Look, I
And
have a problem with
actually,
you
if
guys.
you remember when I had my COVID mask
Actually, the
picture
first time I
on,
heard that joke, one of my friends said it, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
like to pretend that I'm attributing it to them. And
Yeah, I
it was
heard it
this
from
girl who was
Kathy.
I
just
just want to
Sure.
remind you that I had my picture with my COVID mask, and there was some people that were attacking me, calling me like pro COVID. And I was explaining to them I took that picture in like the beginning of 2020. And you wrote to me in DM and you said, maybe people are triggered because of the mask. I know, I understand that you want to disclose some part of your face and you want to show it. And you explained to me very nicely. And I took your advice and I actually changed my emojis since then, and I had no idea. Look, I've been to Athens. I like
Exactly. I
Tom
was
is
really
my
nice.
friend.
I reached out to you, and ever
Yes,
since then, you've got
yes.
some
No, no, no,
snidest
no,
comments
no,
on me.
no.
And I don't
It
like
has
it. And
nothing
I
to
think it's
do.
because I'm Greek and you're Turkish.
No,
That's
no,
why.
it has nothing. That's totally an accusation, Rosa. But you're just interjecting and making negative comments. I want to hear something protective from you. Okay, I'm rooting for you.
I'd like to point out that we don't have to work today because everybody else works today. And we're just going to be here. We're going to be fighting. Like, this doesn't seem like it makes any sense.
Do you know what my husband's background is? You don't know. Okay.
Does he have a hairy
Nope.
butt?
This, whatever.
You're married? GK, you're married?
I was.
Think about that. You don't have to work today because literally everybody before you worked today, and then we were given the day off today from work.
Can you
Like,
imagine
do
if
you
those
know how
people?
you know how fantastic that is?
Can you imagine if those people were like, all right, today's the day of labor. I did all this shit, but we're gonna have you guys keep on keeping on.
Oh my god, I'd be so pissed off if I was like you work forever, so people get a day off, and then they just get bought. They're just gonna bicker about silly things.
Rosa, I had a Turkish restaurant right in the Midtown, and I was actually partnered. I was a third person partner of the restaurant. Do you know who was my biggest customers were? Besides Turkish people, Greek people, Armenian people. I have hundreds of friends and good relationship with them. Like, please do not accuse me for that. That's just, I didn't even know you were Greek. I would never come through where your origin is and try to hit you by that. Okay?
Okay, I accept your apology. Thank you.
Oh, that wasn't an apology. I was just explaining and telling you that I am not, definitely not racist at all.
Rosha.
That's Welsh. I'm gonna kick
Rosha.
See,
I mean, it
I
sounded like
think
Scientology to me,
I
but if you're
think we
saying
can
no, it's
become
all good
friends.
to me. That just shows who you are, right?
Look,
Rosa.
I think that by bringing each other our most frictional selves, eventually we can be friends. I could be wrong, but
I
I'm here
think you're
for it.
wrong. I think
Yeah,
you're wrong. Some
look,
people.
I'm probably wrong to a certain degree.
I
Yeah.
mean, not to say that these ladies can't be friends. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm
Is there a
saying that
Welshman
some
in here?
people just don't fucking care. Some people just don't fucking care, and they want to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
whatever
you're
they
right.
want. So
You're right. And I think it's like, how long do you give someone the benefit? I think it's like benefit of the doubt management, you know?
for sure. Look,
Are you Welsh,
some
Michael? Because I've had about enough of this.
A
Yeah,
Welshman?
me too.
Is that Welsh? I just made something up.
You son of a bitch.
wait, we're talking about boobs now? I'm here for
We're
that.
talking about boobs now?
I'm here for that.
Did we figure out how to monetize Sims?
Melody, I feel like these women get triggered when they look
We
at our
need to do that.
boobies.
Yeah.
There's like a
I
I
really
think
do.
there's like a
everyone gets
jelly
triggered when
culture,
they
I
look at my
believe.
tits.
Yes,
What? Wait, what?
totally. 100.
Other day, my 3 years old was asking to me that why he doesn't have boobs and I have boobs.
I'm just
And
jumping
I said,
in.
I breastfeed you with those. There were milks in that. There were
Give it
milk
to me,
bags.
Zach.
Hey,
Give it to me,
I
Zach.
gotta leave.
It was for trees.
I gotta leave. I gotta go out. I gotta go out again. So it was fun listening to the fucking chaos. I love chaos because it's the only time where I actually get to see people's true personalities, and that's the only time I can tell how to fucking make them better. So I can turn people into superheroes,
Zach, thank
but you
you.
need chaos to do it. A lot of people just want to sit.
Thank you for this day off.
Yeah. Thanks. I will talk to you all later. I got another 24-hour shift, so I'll be back probably at 9 a.m. unless I can find my Wi-Fi puck can get fucking random ass service out here somewhere. So
Yo, Sandra, I just want to say before you leave, I
They
like your
say
constant art and I want your blockbuster watch.
Sandra's not leaving.
I'm
Zach is
Oh,
leaving. He's
I'm,
saying
I'm also
goodbye.
just gonna say, if anyone wants to support the troops, you can send nudes. That goes for the guys too. So
Oh, where do we
I'm
send them?
gonna send. I'm
All
gonna
right,
send
but do I
some.
have to shave first,
hey,
or can I
hey, you
just
want to know
like?
what? Everyone
Hey
has a
Zach.
thing, and I don't judge. All right, so
Hey Zach, if I send you one, will you take some applications out there to see who's a match for
yeah,
you?
yeah. I'll just start passing it around and be like, here's the form, fill it out. Bye, everyone.
That's how you win the war. That's how you win the war, baby.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
That is honestly how you win the war is morale, and how you get morale is just
Titty
titty
pics.
pics. There is actually, at the height of the war, there was actually an entire nonprofit organization just on sending free nudes to soldiers. So
Damn.
I think it
Dangerous.
ran out. So that's why I'm asking. No, just kidding. Bye, guys.
I know
Bye.
where you can get 16 million dick pics.
Yeah, I know. That's where I was coming with that one. For I was just for
Melody,
those
your buddy's back. It's up to
for
you.
those that like the schlong. Oh God.
What the heck is happening here?
It's just a general degradation of conversation.
Yeah.
Human interaction.
Well,
But
if you
I
want
don't
Mel,
know. It was some weird discussion, but now it's gotten we were completely off the rails, but it's fantastic. So
I always wonder, would we speak to each other this way if we were at a table?
Oh, I speak whatever the fuck I say in
Uh,
here, I say in person. I am who I am.
I'm with Melody on that one, yeah.
but
I
what
got no problem saying shit to your face.
Yeah, but the
I
other
talk shit
people.
because I'll have KC fight for me. I don't know about you guys.
There you go.
ha!
I probably would have
Casey.
walked away from the table like at some point earlier on. Maybe
I
come
think,
back to see what was going on.
yeah, yeah. I think I would. I mean, I appreciate the bold speech, and and if I'm attacked, I feel like I can stand my ground. But I don't think I would instigate a conversation to where like, are you a doctor? You know what I mean? Like it just, I think that's just my personality. I don't think I would verbally
I think
initially
it's a fair
attack.
question, but I answered it. But
I think it's
like,
fair, especially around these parts,
but
where it's like
yeah,
I'm saying that I'm me, but you guys probably think that I'm lying. You know what I mean? So it's okay. I don't make any claims. My profile says that I'm in progress because I'm a fucking human in progress, I'm
I
taking
mean,
the
we cannot deny the fact that society sees doctors in a very different social level and
I
they have
kind
more
of wasn't
respect. And doctors do make a lot of studies,
I
extensive studies to come where they are. As I could
GK, I
tell you,
wasn't
I'm sorry.
I wasn't done talking though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But you can finish that thought.
I mean, my sisters, cousins, my uncles, they're all medical doctors, and I know how the field and how they feel. Like I wouldn't introduce myself as, with my studies, but in society, only the doctors would say, hello, my name is, Dr. Jacobson or whatever. And because we know the social status that they have, and they go through a lot of studies. Like I was a roommate to my sister, and I've seen that she didn't have life when she was becoming a medical doctor. So I think they have right to put, their status up there. I don't care if they do. I'm not gonna feel threatened by that.
I'm just gonna throw this out because I have to jump off in a second. But if you really want to have a good fight, I recommend golf because I'm about to go fight with myself for like 3.5 hours mentally, but real struggle. So that would be my recommendation for you guys.
I do that with miniature golf, so I can appreciate that. I fall into the widow traps and curse very loudly, scare the kids. It's awesome.
Let's get to the hands. Casey. Haven't heard
Ruckus
from you.
say, "Hey, how you doing?" I think we don't leave the dinner table, Ruckus, because it's entertainment and it's not singular entertainment. You can have some idiocy, you can have some intellectual conversations, you can be engaged, you can listen. But it's entertainment, I think is the answer.
yeah.
Are you not
So
entertained?
for me, Ruckus, I was thinking about what you're saying, and I didn't mean to cut you off, like the calling out about the doctor thing. I do think it was. I don't understand. I just really like to find. Well, it's a question that can be asked. I don't know that it would be asked of a man who had a doctor like called out like that. I don't know if that would happen, but also like for me, I'm just trying to find out like what people's goals are and what they want. So I just don't know
Hey,
what
Dr.
she
Carey, is
wants
there a
from. Why are
PhD
you
in
cutting me off?
business?
Okay. Is there a
Look,
PhD? Yeah,
I
in
what
economics.
the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you have to do that?
Who
Do
me?
what?
No.
Oh, unicorn. Oh, he's leaving now. Anyway, I don't know, like I don't know what's his name, Weeds. I don't know what their goals are. Like a lot of us are trying to like make some extra money, like it's definitely helped me make some definite friends for sure. And I don't really understand like what, I guess I'll call it out, like what is Rosa Baby's goal? And I'd love to support her in her goal, but some people just do like to mess with people. That's what they like to do. So I don't
It's
know.
because of your childhood traumas that they cannot deal with it and they cannot spot it and solve it. That's why they have the anger that they want to expose to someone else, that they feel like they're better than them.
Yeah, and thankfully it doesn't come a lot of time. I mean, I don't mind it. I think it is true too, Michael. What you were saying before is really interesting. Like, you want to see how people do under those situations, and funny stuff does come out. And I felt that way at first, but then it's like, okay, like I don't know. It's like, okay, we got it. And I don't know what happened with Sandra, but I hope I don't know. It just seems like a waste of time, you know?
Everything's cool. We're good.
No, not with me and you, but I mean, like with that, like it's just a waste. Like, why? What's the point? Like, I don't
They're
know.
bored and they
There's no point.
sorry.
Dr. Jamie, what do you have your
I
doctorate
love you.
in?
Well,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. You don't have to tell me. I'm just kidding.
it's all good,
That
Kelly. Carrie,
that's
I
what
don't mind it.
started it all. That's
I
so
swear to God, I was
funny.
kidding.
Dr.
Fucking
Carey.
full
We
circle.
should all
Sandra,
put
did you see
doctor
that?
on the front. Sorry, Mel.
Sandra, did you see that? She brought it full circle
You
without
deserve.
even knowing.
I've given up on the whole thing. Y'all want to like have someone accidentally get killed because of this idiot? You know, he's your friend. I read it. Whatever.
Who's gonna get killed? I don't give no advice. You out your mind.
What do you mean? Because of like self-esteem or something? Like,
He
do you
says
think she?
okay. He says he's a cardiologist and he's
Why
not.
does
Oh,
But I don't care anymore. Whatever everybody wants, whatever everybody's cool with, if they're
He is not
okay,
a cardiologist.
I
you
have
know,
a boyfriend that put
that's
doctor in his profile, and he wasn't.
that's just enable the
Thank you,
crazy.
Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. See, she's
But
a
I
real
mean, I thought
doctor.
it was kind of weird. But I mean, I don't know. We're not together anymore. But I mean, I don't know. That's what I like to hear about people's goals. That's all. I'm like, what do you want with it? Like, I mean, that's all.
I was just making a quick research about why people put down other people, and this is what came up. The need to feel superior to others, childhood traumas, low self esteem, a poor home life, they have been bullied themselves, insecurity, poor education, lack of empathy, underlying mental health issues. I mean, some of them I spotted, right?
I mean, I'm described in there. I fit in some of that, but I don't do the shit that I don't
no,
act
no,
that
GK,
I act
GK,
the
you
other
we,
way.
can't judge
I try and
people.
reverse
The way
my
you're talking
ugly and
about
turn it
somebody
nice.
else, you're judging them. You know that, right?
I am not
I
talking about somebody else. I just made a general statement and I said why
no
people put
two
down other people and hear what the internet says and I read it
but two
word by
minutes ago
word.
you mentioned
Yes.
That's all.
another lady like why they act the way they act and you generalize them. So you're kind of judging them.
But no, that would be part of it, right? Hurt people,
True.
right?
And it didn't make me happy that I had absolutely no idea she was Greek and she just came with that race card and just throw it at me and calling me racist. It just got me angry. Okay.
Like that was crazy actually, because as an Armenian, GK, we talked about this before.
Hey,
Like,
not
I was
only
like,
do
that was
hurt
wild.
people, but stupid people hurt people.
Burn. Who was that towards Unicorn?
Male,
It was towards men. Sweet.
male
Just kidding.
is towards the
And
co-host
anyway,
and
GK,
the host
I
and the
thought that was
host.
funny that she thought that you had looked at her profile already and knew she was Greek, because I didn't get Greek off her profile at all. But I just thought that was funny.
Wait,
Bilingual. What is your problem? Why are you so annoying?
yeah, but
Go make your own space. Go see who goes to your space, okay? Go even put the syndicate like you did yesterday, okay, puppy?
Did she
Go.
do that? We should have her. You know what? She just wants to be a
Not
friend, right?
her. Not
Okay.
her.
Oh,
Bilingual here.
oh,
I
he
don't know
did.
who her is. I'm speaking to this
Well, because
fucking
I hold my
unicorn.
hand up and
This
I wait
fucking
to be
unicorn that
called
keeps
on.
fucking following me everywhere.
Sometimes sometimes I don't
Like
get called on
Jonah.
when I'm raising my hand, and then when I ask you a question like, "Is there a doctor in business?" Then Mel feels some type of way to say, "Oh, don't interrupt her." I'm just
Because I
asking
was
a
still
question.
talking. It was kind of rude.
Yeah,
That's
I,
why she
I
was
Mel
don't
just
I
feels some
don't
saying,
I
type
don't
of
mean
way.
to
No, man,
rudely
I'm gonna
interrupt
shut
you.
you
I'm
up.
just
just put your hand up and say, Dr. Carey, may I ask you a question?
Yeah, especially if somebody's in the
You
middle of
you
a
are just
fucking
addicted to
sentence.
us. That's why you came back in 5 minutes.
Dr. Carey, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Is there a doctor in business?
So, yes, there's like PhD in economics. They actually do really well. I'm not, MBA is more like the high level education for business. I don't know if there's like a business
Doctor
administration
in
PhD. I don't,
economics.
yeah, yeah, that's what that's what people usually
Yeah,
get
I
it
have
in.
a professor in economics in my family. He calls himself a professor because he's been a professor over 40 years.
Yeah,
So,
maybe I'll switch to professor.
so if
I
you were a
like that.
doctor in economics, would that mean that it's the health of the economy?
Yeah, I
No,
mean, PhD is really a doctor
no.
of philosophy, like a of a thought or of a discipline. So it's really like a I mean, and I love how people with like I don't. This is not my expertise, right? Knowing what other PhDs are about, but I do find it funny that they're asking me. He's asking me this. Um, yeah, so it's more like people need economics professors to or people or economists to find out what's happening with the workforce, find out what's happening with job projections, read data, speak on CNN, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean that's not my
Yeah,
background.
I'm really glad there's a doctor in the syndicate because there really needs to be somebody that's like smarter than everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too. That's why I'm here. I'm just kidding,
Like
guys.
these
It's fine.
hosts and co-hosts are just like doing a
Bilingual. Why are you trying to
Bilingual.
be mean?
Please go and open your own space, okay?
Damn, get shunned, boy.
The reason why I got a PhD probably is because I felt stupid and I needed, well, that's not the only reason, but part of it is that I felt like I needed it, right? Some people don't
well.
need
I honestly
education to feel intelligent, and I needed it for work purposes. And also, I love learning, but really a big part of it was that so in my profession, I would be taken more seriously. And part of it, like I felt stupid my whole life. So I actually kept getting more education. So yeah, definitely don't think I'm the smartest one in the syndicate at all.
I'm also a part of the syndicate, and I want it to be a cooperative space, but there's always backlash
Hey,
between
Mike, we need a
with
call
the
on that.
co-hosts
Is
and
this idiot part of the
hosts.
kit?
No, he's not.
Yeah, no.
See, that's
Sorry,
exactly what I mean.
sorry,
That's
bro.
exactly what I mean. Like, who are they to make any type of decision?
Not you.
I am a leader.
Go lead your own room.
I am the syndicate leader, and so
Okay.
for you to say otherwise just means that there is no structure.
I think Jer Bear has his hand. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not hosting. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead, Jibber.
Oh no, I just wanted to put my hand there. You know, it's just it's
Oh,
comfortable
that's
that
the
way.
thing he does. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
and doctor,
mine.
you should host a syndicate spaces if you can.
Get the fuck out,
It's fine.
man.
What's wrong with this space? If you want to come up with something, let's discuss.
I think
Oh, he's
bilingual was
leaving
just being
again.
a troll.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
Just
pretty sure
let
he's
him get
really
it.
just a troll. He's just trying to
I'm
fuck with
sorry.
you guys. But I mean, he's succeeding in his efforts.
No, it's not. Look, I don't appreciate being followed around for days and then being disturbed every time I talk. I don't give a fuck what kind of troll.
Does he come on all your spaces and just repeatedly do the
Since
same thing?
Thursday, he won't fucking leave me alone. I'm sick of it. It's not fucking funny. I'm sick of
Oh,
it.
yeah, I can tell in your voice you don't sound too pleased with that, Sandra.
That's
It's
Melody.
funny. Joda used to
Yeah, I
do
mean,
that to me. Sorry.
he's seriously stalking Melody, and if he doesn't stop, he and I are gonna have a date night, and it's not gonna be pretty for him. It's gonna be like more of the showgirls version with the heels.
Should you
I don't
just
know
block
what that
him?
means, but it doesn't sound too pleasant, even though it kind of also sounds a little pleasant.
That's a classic Paul movie. You need to go watch it. You need to go see it to understand.
I'm sorry, like that's the
But
doesn't align with my
I don't like
interests.
I don't like the way he treats Melody, and I think if he's not careful, he's gonna be sorry, painfully so.
Ooh, we are
Finally,
recorded,
do you hear
Sandra.
this now? I know you're
Don't
listening. I
say
know
that
you're hearing
again.
it.
I don't care. I'm not saying
I'm
anything
just
direct.
teasing. I'm
Yeah,
like, ooh.
I know what I can say and what I can't say on this
Yeah,
phone.
you're right. I don't know that. I don't
Well,
know any of that.
you do too, but I get what you're saying. I'm getting close to the line. I get it.
No, no, no. I wasn't. I swear to God, I was just. I'm here with you, girl. I'm supporting you. Like we're here
I have a
together.
question for the PhD.
Okay. Which
Dr. Carey,
one?
yes, that's
Yeah, yeah. Dr. Kurt, do you feel like, okay, so I heard your statement, which I really, really appreciate, that you feel like you had to keep going to school to get smarter. Like, it's for our own worth, right? Like, for you did it for yourself, for you to be able to stand somewhere and be like, look, this is what I got, you know?
Yeah.
I can say what I say because I know what I'm saying, you know?
Right.
Would you, like, how old were you when you did, when you went, did you go straight through or did you like take breaks? I know
No,
you have a kid too.
yeah, I did it. I finished it when she was 1. I did not plan on having her in the
No,
middle of
but what
it.
was your age? I'm not your age of school.
Um, 32. So I had her at, yeah, I was 32. I didn't go straight through it. 20, I was 20, finished the, bachelor's for 4 years, finished that at 22, then waited a few years, got my master's. So I was like 27. And then I started I think I didn't get into a couple programs. And then I think I started when I was 28 or 9. And but yeah, then I met my ex-husband and we got married and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I finished because I was like, I've seen so many people not finish.
Yeah. So do you
But yeah.
finish like one class at a time or at the very end, or did you go full classes?
So the way I taught, I was teaching
Oh,
high
nice.
school. Well, I did it. Yeah, I worked.
Nice.
But
Okay.
yeah, it was wild actually. But I didn't have her at the time. So but it was crazy. Yeah, for sure. It was a lot.
How old were you when you completed when did you get your did you walk across or your like how did you do?
Yeah, so actually I was 33 by the time the graduation rolled around. So I'm 42 now. I've actually had it for a long time, but I got a job because of it, but I haven't really needed it. It's interesting. Like it might help you get a job, but it's not like you really need it in sort of ways. But now I'm trying to use it more so that my research isn't like way too old, you know. I'm trying to it was hard because I wanted to be a professor, but they wanted me to teach adjunct, but I needed a full-time job. So I just couldn't do the two jobs as a single mom back then. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out a little bit, but yeah, it was expensive and I'm still paying for it. So we'll see. I learned a lot and I developed a lot of confidence, but I might go like it depends on what people want to do, but I don't know that it's the most worthwhile I mean, it is and it isn't. It really depends what you do with it. Um, but yeah, I'm always willing to have those conversations. Like a law degree is really valuable, I think, even in education, because it doesn't take as long to get it, right? You can go right after. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, Sandra, at all. I'm saying this is a good thing, but every team needs lawyers, and it can differentiate yourself in education, and you don't have to get your master's first. So sometimes I think people should, instead of getting their PhD, they might want to go into law instead, because it's still treated as a doctorate in education, which is nice. Just a Juris Doctor, so you still get paid the same.
Yeah, but it's not the same, and
It is not the same. You're
I
right. It's not the
acknowledge
same
that,
knowledge.
right?
Yeah, it's not the same, but I do think there's like
And
certain analytical skills that are valued in both disciplines, and I think that
Right,
legal
but when I
brings.
say that, just so I'm clear, I think your path is far more difficult overall. Like I don't think an attorney has any business trying to be an adjunct in math. You know what I mean? Like there's just
Right. Yeah, I get
yeah,
kind of I get kind of upset about it. I mean, it's hard too,
right,
right? Because you know that
yep,
it was easier, but for other people, telling them like I'm like, well, you might not want to do what I did because it took me a long time.
yeah.
So, Mel B, what's going on?
fuck, I have something to say when I took let me think.
Yeah, take your time.
I'll come back. The fuck was I gonna say?
Sandra, can I ask you a question? Unless it interrupts your
No,
train of
no,
thought.
no. Go. I mean, are you asking? I'm Sandra. And Melody is to my right.
Oh, I knew that. I was just seeing if you did, and you passed the test. So
Oh, fuck off.
congratulations.
I mean, I'm so tired of this bullshit. Do you have a question or not?
It was a joke, Sandra. Chill out.
Okay, but this is like the fourth time, and we
No,
clearly
no, no. I
we're
actually want to
different
ask a question.
ethnicities, and I mean, yeah, I'm concerned for you.
Yeah,
Maybe that
Deborah is really
avatar is
sweet, but
poisoning your
he's
brain.
new.
Sandra, I just wanted to ask. I saw on your page that you're vegan, and I just wanted to know what your, I guess, motive was behind that.
Because I don't like killing things, and my sister was a bad hunter, so I had to often finish off her shots. And just over the last several months, I've given it a lot more thought, and I decided that my conscience dictates that I should be a vegan. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I don't know. I just curious. I don't know. It's very interesting to see why people go vegan. I
Yeah.
find.
If you ever have to finish off an animal trying to drag itself away from the scene of the bad shooting, you would probably never fucking eat an animal again.
Oh, that's yeah. That must not be fun. I'd assume. I don't know.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
might
grew up with
convince me to
that.
become vegan at this point. That's horrible.
So I don't
Yeah,
tell other
that sounds
people what to
terrible.
do. I'm not militant about it. I don't tell other people what to do. I will even cook.
Yeah, you're probably the least patriotic vegan I've ever come across.
Yeah, I'm not crazy like that. I mean, for me, I have my personal, and be honest, I was vegan on and off for years until, until recently. But I'm not going to go back to that. I'll cook it for other people, even though by principle, that's probably not the right thing for me to do. But it is, I'm a realist.
Why
So,
did you go vegan instead of doing something like vegetarian?
I was vegetarian when I wasn't vegan, I was generally vegetarian, but sometimes I'd throw in a burger. I mean, it's a long story, but yeah, I mean, vegetarian, you're still dealing with butter and honey and
Yo, but
eggs.
those are like some of the best things in the world.
I know. Well, life isn't always about eating things you want. Sometimes it's about doing what you think is the right thing.
Very interesting. Interesting thought process.
But I think more people would be vegan if they had to actually go through the process of processing their own meat, especially if they're bad hunters and they have to clean up the mess. I was 6 years old. I was 6 years old when I learned how to hunt
Jesus.
and set snares because my family didn't want to go on welfare. Their farm was failing, so I worked all the time on the farm, went to school, did all that shit, and hunted and did snares. And there were some times where my mother made it an extra challenge, like if you didn't come back with something, don't bother coming inside. So I was
What?
pretty fucking motivated. I was an old soul by the time I was like 7 or 8. But yeah,
Sounds
I mean, my sister was a bad shot, and she would consistently fuck things up, but not like kill it. So I would get there and have to because couldn't handle it. Like she was just like, I can't. So, if my father wasn't around, it was usually me. So I would go over and I'd take care of it and drag it back home and do
What was like the biggest, sorry to interrupt, what was the biggest animal I guess you've ever had to kill or had a bad shot on?
my sister shot a deer. Um, and that's the animal, and more than once, but at least most of the time my father was with us if we were specifically deer hunting. I'm talking like small animal hunting. For the most part, we were little people, but I go deer hunting, and if the opportunity is there, my sister took her shot and fucked it all up, and I had to go finish the job, and just looking at the eyes of it and it's trying to, like, the trail of blood, it's just really gross.
Yeah, I've never had to really think about that. Personally, because when I'm older, I'd like to hunt my own animal. I just think it's more ethical. But I've never given it thought that, like, what if I fuck up the shot and then you have like an animal crawling away, bleeding to death? Like, I've never given that any thought at all. Yeah.
Well, eventually, I mean, the mentality is to not fuck it up, right? But when you have a young person trying to hold a heavy gun, coordinate everything, of course they're going to screw it up. I didn't. I was a good shot, but some people aren't. You'll notice that if you go in a group of people, there's always one idiot who can't shoot worth shit. But yeah, it affected kind of the way I saw the world.
No, definitely.
It is what it is.
What's the youngest, I guess, or when was the first time you even like fired a gun and killed an animal?
5.
You shot a gun at 5?
Oh yeah. Well, do you want to starve or do you want to eat? My dad put a rifle, taught me how to use a smaller rifle. It's like a
Like a 22?
yeah. I mean, I wasn't actually. You can do like squirrels, and have you ever eaten squirrel with buckshot in it? That's fun.
I've never eaten a wild animal.
Oh, okay. Well, you should try it sometime if you're a meat eater, like venison, elk, bison. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah.
I
I
live in
mean,
the city, so it's not that easy to get. It sucks. I live in Ottawa, Ontario.
oh, I
So
got you. Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, yeah, I did it, and for the longest time growing up, I put it out of my mind. I didn't think about it, but it was only only as I got older, and I guess maybe, my brain began to process a bunch of it, that I was like, yeah, this is so on and off for years. Um, you know, I was either a vegetarian or vegan. Also, my mother was a horrible cook, like god awful, like Better Off Dead, the movie, that bad. So that was part of the reason I was vegetarian. But I've been vegan since like March, and I haven't looked back. I don't plan to change that, but I will cook anything for anyone else.
Hmm.
Okay.
Very interesting. Huh. Thanks for that, Sandra.
Sure. Sorry I yelled at you. I'm a little crabby today.
It is what it is.
Sorry about that. Crypto, what's up, man? You swarming? Poor guy. I just brought him up the speaker. I didn't realize it. Now he's like probably off doing something else. All right. Sorry, everybody. Oh, I'm messing everything up. Oh, so Rose is back. Should we? And Melody, are you around?
I'm here.
So what do you want to do with the
Let's bring
body Clyde down there?
let's bring him up and see what he says.
Okay.
See what he says.
Now we're gonna.
What were you saying about Better Off Dead?
I'm saying that my deceased mother cooked like the lady from Better Off Dead.
That was one of
So
the. Oh, that's awesome.
Such a good movie.
So I learned how to cook very young, so my poor dad didn't like starve because she was terrible at it.
That was an amazing movie.
It was. I love that movie, but the cooking situation, it was the same for me. I mean, my mother was awful. And she couldn't sing either. Singing and cooking were like the two things you never wanted my mother to do unless you like literally wanted someone dead. It was that bad.
My feel like mom my was daughter's gonna say that. My mom was a good cook, but only in certain things. And my father would wait. We would sit at our table, and my mother would try out these new experimental cooking because she was like a wicked hippie. And she would put out the food, and we would eat it. And my father would glare at us the entire meal, like make sure that we friggin' made a comment that was a positive comment. So we had to like make that. He would, because he was like, he didn't want. He said, he goes, when she walked away, he goes, if I ever catch you making a negative comment about food, he goes, we are not going to discourage my wife from cooking. And he goes, so anything that we ate, he would just glare at us. And one time she made this stuff called cottage cheese loaf, and he's eating it, and he knows it tastes like crap. And me and my brother are eating it, and we know it tastes like crap. But then we look over and we're gonna say something because my mother comes in. She's like, "How is it?" And my father looks at us, and I've never seen him look so like he hit it. He hit it by it. He looked at us. It wasn't looking at her, but he glared at us like if we said anything negative, we were dead. Like,
my father was the
yum.
opposite. Yeah, my father was like, "This is awful. Sandy, go cook something." But my mom did dumb stuff. Like she made these cabbage wrapped meatballs or whatever. So, but she took binder twine, and if you know what binder twine is treated before it's put around hay for the most part. So she took binder twine and she closed the cabbage with the binder twine, and then put sauce all over it and stuck it in the oven on broil. So basically, she poisoned like the entire meal with this treated binder twine. And my dad's like, "Yeah, no, I got to put my foot down, or you might poison us." She just had no, she didn't have with cooking, you kind of either have like a flair for it, like a pinch of that, or, you have a feel for it and what flavors work together well, or you just don't. And my mother was way on the other side of don't, and that's okay.
Well, my mother on
Your mom's
Thanksgiving.
Indian, Sandra?
No, she was surprisingly Pennsylvania Dutch and German, and yeah, so I would think she'd know how to cook. Now, my mother's mother was a great cook. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Wait, so how do you actually, what are we supposed to use to like cook and is it just like the to tie things together? Are you supposed to?
Don't use farm implements. Like binder twine is not meant for like, you know, food use. It's meant for like farm use. You know?
Some, sometimes when I'm making soups, I want to just like I don't want to chop up the whole head of or the whole bunch of cilantro or parsley. That I actually make the whole thing like a knot. So it's just like a little knot, and I get to like I'll throw it in there, it gets the flavor, and I'll take it back out. But I'm always like, I wish I could really just like bind it together. Like I don't,
No, I know
I
what
don't
you
know.
mean. Like you can buy like a paste, like maybe a concentrate if you would rather not, but then it's not fresh.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
want something to tie it that I can cook. I mean, I guess there's silicone. I've seen that one. I don't know. I'd want to not use silicone.
Maybe
Can you guys
cheesecloth.
hear me, or am I too loud for this?
You're good.
Your background
Okay.
is loud, but we hear you.
Yeah, maybe. No, real quick. No, there's exactly what you're looking for. Just go to the grocery store. You just buy like cooking. It's literally go to the part where turkeys, where you get the turkey baster, and you'll find like cooking twine, it's called, or like twine, and use that to bind. And you can put that in the oven. You can put that in the, in the pot and all that.
Okay, so just
In the
okay,
oven,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna go do that. I've never
Yeah,
searched for it.
just not the binder twine for farm use. That will poison people because it's treated. So yeah, big difference. Sorry, that all started with veganism and went way off course. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wow, it's real quiet in here. What happened?
It's dead.
It's boring. Yeah.
I depressed everybody. Everybody's depressed now.
Yeah.
Also, there might be depressed
Definitely.
because of you, Rosa, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I left and came back and it was quiet, but you were just talking, so I don't know.
Well,
But
you know,
the
I
Not
doctor's
used to
in here.
people being nice
Dr.
about it.
Carey, follow back. Doctor to another doctor. Dr. Carey, follow Dr. Jamie. Yes. Paging Dr. Jamie. Kidding.
I'm glad you call him by his right name, though. I appreciate that.
Why? What?
Because he is a doctor.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I thought he wasn't.
He's a doctor.
Oh.
He's a doctor of numbers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you followed me. I'm doing my Kukara dance workout while my daughter's not here because it's super embarrassing. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it releases the hips. I have tight hips, and I need to get rid of that.
What is it called?
It's called Kukara, K-U-K. No, yeah, Kukawa, African Dance and Sculpt, and it's like the free one on YouTube because I don't think they've made any in a while.
Are you married, Dr. Carey?
I'm divorced.
Oh, okay. Is that why you have a tight hip? Is that what you're talking about?
What the fuck? Oh, I didn't know she was back. Jesus. I have a boyfriend. Yo, I got a man. Yo, I got a man on Spaces. He'll come here and talk to you, but I didn't call him because I didn't want you guys to think I was that girl. But when he's there, he's always like, he lets me hold my own. I think it's good.
Who's your man?
Bloom Life Skills. But
John.
you met him on Spaces?
I did. Yep.
Good for you. Spaces, you could meet a genuine guy.
Yeah, we're figuring it out because he lives in Chicago and I live in Boston, so we've seen each other a bit, but
You're on the same time zone. That's a good start.
Did you guys meet up?
no, we're an hour. He's an hour behind actually, but
Oh,
that's
fuck.
not a big deal. The hour's not a big deal. That's like a 3 hour is a big deal. I feel like, but
Carrie, did you guys meet up yet?
yeah, yep,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I
Boom,
mean,
chicka, bow, wow.
I know, right? Well, I think it's good. Like, we both have kids. It's hard in the beginning to like get, to date.
It's hard to
When
date
someone's
without
there.
kids too.
Yeah, it's hard
You're
either
also
way,
a
right?
doctor?
For sure. But if you don't want the kids to meet each other, right? Like or meet the
Yeah.
person, it's like you got to do a lot of navigating and that kind of thing. So it kind of works right now, but we don't know. Maybe it'll change.
Is he also a doctor? No, he's not a doctor. He's a trader, but he has a free crypto guide. Um, and he does some financial literacy consulting on the side. I actually went to his space, like on helping people with their budgets. And I mean, we had been talking because he was in Voyager too. But yeah, basically, it was kind of. Oh, then he called me up about something. He wanted to talk on the phone, and then he just kept calling me like all the time. I was like, he like wore me down, you know.
We have 3 doctors in this
Wore
space
you
right now.
down. Like if
No,
what that sounds like you don't like him.
no, he's
Yeah, I
Exactly.
don't
awesome. He's
believe when
awesome.
Power.
That
people
sounds
say that
terrible.
like
No, he's
that.
awesome, but it's funny though. Like it's funny. Like I don't know. He's good though. He wants to like do things together, create things together. It's nice. It's different for sure.
Does he send you stuff?
Yeah, like he sent. What do you mean, like
Like
packages?
gifts? No, like gifts.
He
Like
Like
sends me
care.
NFTs.
cool.
Yeah, he just got divorced, so I don't know if you guys know what happens when you just get divorced, but there's like no money. So no, he's not. I mean, he's just doing his thing with work, and he has 3 kids actually. I used to not date people with kids like at all because I felt like, well, I mean, it wasn't like a hard and fast, but it wasn't like I was looking for people with a bunch of kids because I feel like a lot of times the woman kind of ends up taking care of them, and I have to work and bring in money. I don't. I hope I don't sound like an awful person, but I only have one, so we'll see how it goes.
No, that's good. I'm not.
Yeah,
No
he's
one's
nice.
judging. I mean, this is a safe space.
Yeah,
Sherry, I'm
no,
happy for you. I'm glad
thank
you.
you.
I'm happy for you. But I don't know about all these other. I don't think some are not good. Some are hating me. I'm just calling it how it is.
What?
I do
Choose choose
manifesting
those
spaces for
words.
relationships with people, Melby, if you're ever interested.
Say what?
Uh, like I do help people like manifest relationships if you're ever interested.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
for free. Like,
I need
yeah.
some guidance.
Yeah, we need some relationship therapy.
Yeah, no, I mean, do you guys all have like written down kind of what you want? Do you know what you want?
Yeah, I wrote it down a couple years ago. I haven't looked at it again.
Like, can you hook me and Mel up?
Why don't you have to ask her
There
out
you
directly?
go. Yeah.
I don't like trolls.
Is he a troll?
I don't. I should take that back. I don't like people that fuck with me. Okay.
We should do like a bachelorette like spaces and we can have like a person highlighted each week and we can have guys like come and I don't know, chill themselves for Mel B's love. Melly B. I'm sorry, I always say it wrong, but I'm using it like the Spice Girls thing, that kind of thing. If you want to be my lover, that type of thing. Oh, there is a Dr. One of One.
The
Ay, ay,
syndicate
ay.
dating. The syndicate dating. Let's go.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Purple. Go open your space.
Yeah, I'll create that. I'll do my thing.
Go go open your thing.
Now you
See
want me
who
to create
comes for
the
your
syndicate
thing.
dating?
See how many people come for your
You
thing.
want me to create the syndicate dating right now?
Oh boy.
I have a call at 1, but I can do it later.
No, stop encouraging this shit with him.
Dude, I still didn't drink that tea yet. Shit, I gotta do that too.
The Kool-Aid. Have you drank the Kool-Aid though?
Not yours.
My Kool-Aid.
So Melby,
If you drink my Kool-Aid, you're gonna fall in love.
you gonna fall in love.
Yeah, stay away from his funky comedina, man.
And it's probably gonna be like a orgasmic tonic also.
Geez, it was more fun when I was talking about a 6-year-old murdering poor hapless animals. Now it's all quiet.
Sandra, what is it? What is it with you? Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
That's
Well,
what I'm
first of all,
saying,
in
man.
my defense, I get prompted.
Sandra
Hold on.
is just.
People have been asking me questions.
She needs a boyfriend. I can
No,
feel it. I can feel it.
maybe I
You
should
need a
leave
man.
the space.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe I should. I find that people here distasteful sometimes, and they make me cranky.
No, don't leave.
I understand. You need a man. You need to be relaxed. You
I
gotta
need a
relax a little
man
bit.
that
No,
Chill
lays
I,
down the
out. Stop being
pipe.
angry at
I need
women.
We
you to
all need the
relax.
man.
Men.
We
Chill.
all need that dick.
Yeah,
Where
we
that
do.
dick?
Parallel
Sandra,
parking.
you gotta chill out. Lay back. Let some guy come up to you. Say
Hey,
okay.
I thought we were supposed to do a parallel parking thing.
I need Lauren for that. She's like my wing
Well,
lady.
I'll fill in for Lauren.
Wait, Sandra, you just kicked. Damn.
Yeah, because she's casting personal aspersions on my
Yeah, but
sexuality,
I know,
and
but
I don't fucking need that shit.
I'm
I
just
know,
trying to
I
be
know.
nice.
Neither
I'm
do you
trying to
too.
just give you some
She
advice.
just talking though.
Relax.
Hey,
All right, well, I'm gonna leave.
let's be
I'm leaving.
honest. I'll fill in for Lauren.
Okay. Oh no, Sandra left. That's not cool, guys. It's not cool.
I mean, I thought I was being nice about it. I thought I was being nice to her. I was trying to befriend her.
Rosa, I'm liking your style.
You are? Nobody likes me here.
Yeah.
I like you. I like you. I'm giving you a chance. Let's talk. Let's commiserate. What's going on?
Oh, I don't know if I can talk to you.
Where are you from, Rosa?
You don't like me. That's the thing.
I'm from the Detroit area. Where are you from?
California.
You're from Cali? What part of Cali?
No, not Cali.
NorCal.
California. I'm from Cali.
California. Okay.
Yes, California is
NorCal.
California. Cali is Cali.
NorCal.
Mel B, did I tell you I lived in Rancho Cucamonga?
Currently?
No, I used
No,
to.
you're not there.
How you
No.
like Rancho Cucamonga?
That's pretty there.
How do I know about it?
How do you like it there?
I liked it when I lived there. I mean, it was weird because it's so different for me because like I'm from a place where like all the houses don't look the same and like we have seasons and stuff. So it was like, I don't know, it was just different for me. And it was nice though, but my ex-husband and I weren't getting along very well. And I had a whole network in Massachusetts and I had my daughter. So I kind of had to come back.
Why weren't you and your ex? Why didn't that work out?
Well, I think we got married pretty quickly, and I think that we moved to California, and it was hard for us with the kid to like. We weren't around any family and stuff, so but it was a long time ago. So, but we have a beautiful daughter. He lives in Michigan, though.
You fell out of love.
How old is the new guy that you're dating? Is he older than you or younger?
He is older. He's 49.
That's not that bad.
I'm 42. So he's older, but he's like an older 49, I would say, but I've dated older, so it's okay.
Have you dated younger?
So when I was younger, like before my daughter, I dated a little bit younger, and then recently, like last year, I dated someone who was like a year and a half younger than me. So that wasn't bad. It's different, I think, when you get in like your 40s. But
have you dated another doctor?
No. I dated a doctor when I wasn't a doctor before I got married, but yeah, no other doctor.
I mean, two doctors. I don't
We
know.
got for free. We got Dr. Zigzag. We got Dr. Jamie. And we got. Oh, did he leave? The other doctor?
Dr. J.
No, Doctor One of One. Yeah, look at you guys are all together.
You mean us doctors? This is Doctors Without Borders. Yeah.
That was a good one. That's how you'll get her, Jamie. Can you keep making her cackle like that? You'll get her.
Who are you talking about? I already got Carrie. I already got it.
That's how you manifest. You say you have. Oh, you already have a woman. You're saying?
Yes, man.
Well, didn't you already ask? Didn't you just ask her out?
No.
What are you talking about?
I thought you did.
No.
That wasn't me. I don't know
the
what
other the annoying purple one.
Oh, Doctor One of One. Okay, my bad.
You got it twisted. I was like, what? What are you? I don't talk
No, I
about
love Dr. Jamie. Dr. Jamie, I got love for him.
I was doing Kukara at the same time. That's why I was like, wait, what?
You're
Sorry,
saying
I get all my doctors messed up.
Kukara is distracting, opening the womb chakras.
Yeah,
That root
sorry,
chakra.
I'm all tight. There's actually an awesome woman on Spaces who talks all about like the womb and opening it and all the trauma and all. Her name's Dr. Anita. I don't think she's a doctor. I can't remember. I'm gonna call her out on it right now. Let me find out. But Anita something, she's good. I'm sure you can find her. Just write
I
Anita.
wonder if I should do that. I wonder if people would come for a womb space.
Yeah, I would.
A gynecologist space.
I'd come for it.
You'd come for a gynecologist space?
I'd go to it. Dirty man. Dirty man. Oh my God, 12:37.
But you are a doctor.
I am.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say, and Sandra's gone. Damn it. In Colombia, we call attorneys doctors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother. You're a doctor, a Juris Doctor, right? A
Yeah.
JD.
In Colombia, we call it el doctor no sé qué, el licenciado. We call them licensed doctor. That's so funny. It was appropriate for the conversation we were having when Sandra was here, but
You get paid the same in the education space if you work, like, say you're a principal with a PhD in education or a principal with a JD. You get paid the same.
Is that inappropriate though?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I love it? No. I feel like it's like, oh man, I should have just gotten the law degree. But for other
See,
people,
you're a real doctor, so like you gotta be the
But I'm not a medical doctor either. It's kind of like being a lawyer.
Right.
It's just
But you are a woman though.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, aren't most gynecologists women?
Yeah, but I'm not a gynecologist.
What are you saying, Doctor 101?
But it's just weird for a man to say that though. I would admit.
Okay.
you're so weird, man. The fuck?
What's going on?
I was just joking though.
Oh, another doctor. Dr. Z's in the house.
Everybody needs help, I guess.
Dr. Z's.
These doctors everywhere.
Hey, this is like a doctor powwow right now.
Look at another doctor showed up.
Calling, hey, someone
Could do
change the
that.
topic. Calling all doctors.
Paging all the doctors, paging all the Twitter space doctors. We should have a panel, and you can ask. There'll be like a medical one, like an education one.
The
Definitely without
Syndicate,
borders.
doctor powwow.
You can leave the syndicate alone, Dr. Purple. What the fuck is your obsession already?
I'm gonna change my name to Doctor
Yeah, that's
Syndicate.
unicorn, right, Melody?
Yeah, man. Fucking idiot.
Hey, Doctor Syndicate, let's go.
I knew that was
unicorn. This my community. I'm taking over.
Motherfucker can't fool me. With those
Go ahead. I told you already 2 hours ago. Go
Dr. 101, that's your real haircut?
Hey, I'm a certified health educator.
Bro, that's your real haircut?
All I know is you
nice.
you
like purple.
Dr. J is
I don't like
scam,
somebody
though.
that follows me for 4 days straight and is
Hey,
a
I
dick.
was in these syndicate spaces before.
He's chasing
I
you.
even knew you.
That's what men do. They chase.
But he hasn't. Yesterday we put
No,
him to
I
a
was
test
actually in the
and he
syndicate
failed.
before I even met Mel. I don't want to be mean to her anymore. So like, I don't know. I feel like people need to respect our boundaries. Got it, Rosa?
Whose boundaries are we talking about?
Each other's.
Mine and yours?
I mean everyone's.
You know what I miss? You know who I miss? Where's Dan? I miss Dan. We need Dan
Yeah, we
right
do need
now.
Dan. He's sick
Like
though.
he's the ringleader. He's like the
Yeah,
ringmaster.
he's sick.
Yeah. No. He's the ringmaster. Yeah.
He's
We need a
sick though for a
We need a.
reason.
I know. Is he okay?
He's doing a little better, but I only saw him once yesterday.
Like you people make him sick.
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is.
This guy
Either.
can shove it.
Yeah, to be fair.
You don't know who I
Yeah.
am. Well, you're gonna learn today.
No. No, I don't think
You're
so.
gonna learn a valuable lesson.
Why you have to annoy? She's in a public space and she wanted to talk and you're talking over her. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but don't say who's this guy if you don't know who I am.
You're no one. And you're not a speaker anymore. Done. Dunzo. Let me see. Mike, are you there? Mike has it on.
Hey guys, I'm here. I'm actually just talking to Mahat. What are you guys up to?
I wonder.
Mahat just followed you, by the way.
Oh, is he there?
Oh no, Mahat. Hold on one sec. Say it. Hi to Melody, Mahat.
Hello, Melody.
Melody.
Hi.
Melody.
Sorry. It's okay. So sorry, I want to close this space down a little while ago, but like everyone was having, I think, it was moving in a productive direction. But yeah, I don't want to. I love you all, and I believe that we can get along as friends. And if I believe we can't get along as friends, hey, let's be enemies. Why not? Who gives a fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Are you looking for a friend? No? Looking for an enemy? Got you covered. Welcome to the Syndicate. Yeah, enemy as a service. Don't have any friends? Well, you're not going to find one here. Welcome to the Syndicate. I'm going to close this down, guys. But I love you all. Mel, thanks, Dr. Kerr.
Melody,
Rosa.
pop one, Melody.
All right, I'll open.
Take it easy.
Ciao. Bye, Mike.